Oh, he's Smash. He's Smash. Okay, he's driving. What's up, Smash?
Too much. What's up?
Damn, I don't understand, man. I'm a clown. I'm an N-word. I put your
Bitch,
name with
I said,
pedophilia.
hey, here go the thing about that. You trying to be all up in American culture and don't even know when a nigga say French ass nigga how to act or the response. If I would have said bitch ass nigga, you supposed to get all hot. See, so what you want to do? You want to be fake half American and try to halfway get with what we doing, or you gonna all the way get with it? Because if somebody say to me, nigga, what's up? I ain't about to be acting all funny. So what you
What?
want to do? Should I treat you like a Frenchman or a half trying to be an American culture ass nigga?
So now you're trying to justify that xenophobic statement
I'm
now.
asking a question.
You're salty, brother.
Do you want me to treat you like a
All right.
Frenchman? I won't call you nigga again. But
When you
any
talk to
American
when you
come on
talk
your panel and I say, what's up, my nigga, they not gonna get funny. So what you want me to do?
when
Treat
you
you
talk
like
to
a
other,
Frenchie, yeah.
you got to give me a chance to speak. When you talk to other people, you don't bring up their geographic location. Why would you bring up the fact that I'm French?
If you said Oakland ass nigga, the part I ain't gonna trip off ain't the well ass nigga
You
is
don't do that
majority.
with other people,
Oh,
though.
can I respond? I'm giving you some credit. Ass nigga is pejorative, but we not having a discourse where you qualify anything dignified, meaning you're being indignant. And you act like you got good character, but you really do got a video with my name up and shit, and you keep on doing like you do everybody. You talking about pedophilia and shit, all kind of stupid shit that don't got you associating me with niggas on the other coast.
All right. Tell me,
It's kind
tell
of
me,
funny.
tell,
If I
tell me the
told you
title.
outside my
Hold on.
house, you
You're
gonna
making a
see
false
part, but you
accusation right
just
now.
got through saying it was more important to show people, nigga, that ain't how it work in America either.
Okay.
You want to
Okay.
get on your fake pseudo vigilante? Show me some shit you doing to stop any pedophile in France. Just one
Well,
video.
well, I did that before. I played that.
Where?
You can
Show the video.
ask Pan African James. Now, I don't think I'll be able to
You
put it up.
want fake, and this is why you don't get no support. Cause like man to man, niggas see who real right
Well,
here
you
from
know what
us
it is.
talking.
You know what it is, though. You ask questions. When I answer, you don't want to hear the answer. I played to Pan African James the video where I was in the museum and one of the Pan African ladies stated he's a pedophile. I got into physical fights 10 years ago because of
That's
against the
honorable.
pedophiles.
But let me
But
say
but but
something.
but hold on,
That's what.
wait. If you don't mind,
I
if
thought
you
you
don't
wasn't
mind,
finished.
if you don't mind,
Yeah, go ahead.
if you don't mind, now here you wrote, see this clown make disrespectful videos, putting my name in them in the title, associated me with pedophilia. Which video is that?
This one and all the other ones. You got a video right now where you that I'm in talking in live with my name on it, and you just got through showing shit that don't got shit to do with me in order to associate
Bro, you know you're
me.
lying.
You
You
just got through.
specifically, you
Why was you playing
specifically,
Camilla Hebrew? And all
somebody
the
in the
see,
chat,
let's
somebody
talk
in the
about
chat,
pedophilia. Let's talk about pedophilia.
somebody in the
Ain't you the
chat,
big vigilante about pedophilia? Talk
somebody
about
in
it.
the chat, somebody in the chat brought that up and gave me the link. Now
Somebody
you
wrote what
wrote
up?
that I put title associating you with pedophilia. Can't you admit that you are wrong about that?
Ain't nothing wrong. Just like you wrong about the hike songs. This is what happened with you. I
We
learned.
can talk about the
First
high
of all,
source, but
you
first,
oversensitive,
just keep it real.
hella oversensitive, and you masked your indignant character in some passive aggressive shit. That
All right.
don't fly
So
in America.
Saneda has good
Just gonna
character,
say fuck
brother.
you,
He's
nigga.
defending the child molester Malachi York for 10 minutes straight. Does Saneda have good character?
Who? See, this is what you keep doing. See, you did it
I'm just
again.
asking you,
Let's
deflecting
do
right now. You're
that
running
back
from the
to.
question.
This is why I'm pointing out to you their indignant flaws.
Brother,
You
Saneda is on tape.
allow me to.
Defend. You didn't see the
I
video,
can
did
pick
you?
out. Look, I can pick out
All
any.
right.
I can pick out
Okay.
any criminal in the world.
I'm gonna play it because he's probably gonna act like he didn't see the video. All right. But you see how he's running. I'm indignant. I have bad character. But Saneda is defending a convicted child molester, but he's all good. So for the record, so he cannot say I didn't know, I'm going to play that video. I'm going to share the link in the chat. That's how they are, man. They are quick to label you stuff. When you talk about their friends at the scamming gal theory, then they have no words anymore. But he bounced. I didn't kick him off. I just put him off the panel, but he bounced. I guess he's going to say I didn't hear it. Here's the Saneda defending child molester, Malachi York. You have the link there. I see you on here. Just hold on. I just want to play. And then we're going to chop it up, brother. Who's talking? It's not me. It's Sanada, Scam Cheddar himself.
Keep saying that Dr. York went up in court and admitted that he was guilty. Am I correct?
He copped out. He didn't go to trial. He copped out.
Did you see the video?
Did I see the video of it? I seen a few videos with him in court. What that mean? He got drugged.
What did he cop out to, Poppy?
He copped out to all of those charges. The charges, not tax evasion, not that. Like Prince York tried to say, he copped out to all of those charges of molestation, and the reason why he copped out was because he gave those children herpes.
Now, hold on. Now, what did he cop out to, though? What was the charges for him copping out?
Child molestation.
No. What was the time? What was the time that he will get if he cop out?
The time that they gave him over 100 years.
Now, Poppy, reason with me. Let's deal with some real truth for a minute. If a man would cop out to 200 years or to 100 years, come on, Poppy, it don't make sense. He have nothing to lose. Why would he cop out to 100 years, Poppy? He would automatically, hold on, Poppy. He would go to trial. When you look at the case, you will see that Dr. York is definitely not in his right state of mind, brother. Come on, man. When you look at the case, you will see that Dr. York is definitely not in his right state of mind, brother. Come on, man. See, but y'all hate so damn much. Hold on, Poppy. Hold on. Y'all hate so much, and you want to prove that he's that y'all going along everything what the damn white man told you. If the white man is the fucking devil, how come everybody all of a sudden now believes what the fucking white man is telling them? Come on, bro.
So, Sanada, let me ask you a question. You gonna tell me, just like Ben Fodder, that there was rumors in New York?
Brother, we talking about Dr. York right now. Let's get back to Dr. York.
So now, hold up. Yes. So now you gonna tell me that the Brooklyn Knights didn't run Dr. York ass out of Brooklyn because them rumors of him being a child molester been going on for over 40 years? This shit didn't just start with Dr. York. Dr. York was being accused of being a child molester since the early 70s, 60s to 70s. That man had been being a child molester, number one. Number two, not only is he a child molester, but he taught Africa Bambaataa. He is Africa Bambaataa's teacher, and he taught them about the occult. He is his teacher. He is Bambaataa's master teacher, and that's another place where Bambaataa started that practice from. He recorded his first record inside Dr. York's studio. Dr. York turned Africa Bambaataa out. He's a pedophile.
All right, I hear what you're saying, brother, but guess what? You still have not proven anything. Give me some proof. Show me something. Ain't no man. For example, I'm going to court. I'm not going to cop out to 100 damn years, Poppy. What do I got to lose in going to trial? I'm already in court. I'm 50-something years old already. I'm 40-something years old already. And I'm going to court for 100 years. Why would that man cop out? You know why he copped out, Poppy?
I know why he copped out.
Why he copped out?
He copped out because he didn't want his medical records to be released and lose all his followers, because his medical records told the story of him giving them children. He gave all of those children herpes.
All right, Poppy. He copped out, my brother, because he wanted to release his wives. The fucking white man had all of his wives and everybody locked down in the dungeons. So he said, I'm going to take the fall. And you can see he was already drugged up, Poppy. He was drugged up. And you can see he was already drugged up, Poppy. He was drugged up. No man is going to go inside the shit and go and say, I'm going to cop out to 100 years. Who does that? You might as well go to trial. You think Dr. York was that stupid, Poppy? Something else was bigger than that. Come on, man. I don't believe, and hold on, I don't believe that Dr. York was molesting little boys. How old was Tyreek? Tyreek was what? He said he was what? 7 years old? I don't believe that. Yep. Now, I have a right to my own opinion. I don't believe that. I don't believe he was having sex with little boys. Dr. York had 50 beautiful fucking wives, women. I don't believe that. He did not go to jail for molesting. He did not get sentenced for molesting and child abuse. He did not go to jail for molesting. He did not get sentenced for molesting and child abuse.
You understand you're charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count, and that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. You understand that? Actually, Your Honor,
that's where y'all all got it wrong. He didn't go to jail for that. He didn't go to jail for molesting, brother. He didn't go to jail for molesting, brother. He went to jail for a whole different other shit. He went to jail for a whole different other shit.
So if he didn't go to jail for molesting, then why was those children on the stand testifying on the stand and got their testimony? And anybody, all you got to do is stay in court for the records. They testified and said everything he did to them in the bedroom. So if they wasn't in court for justice for what he did to them, then why was the district attorney even have them on the stand? That doesn't make any sense.
Poppy, do you believe in the white man now? All of a sudden, you believe in the white man?
Do I believe in the white man?
Yeah.
Did dogs fly?
All right, so you don't believe in the white man. So why do you believe the white man now, brother? Why you believe in him now?
Here's the thing, Si. I'm not one of those Negroes that's going to sit up there and act like 1 out of 3 females is not being molested. 1 out of 6 young men is not being molested. We know we got rapists in our community. We know that. We know the black man, when we walk the street, we hate each other. We know people go to jail for rape. Let's stop acting like black people don't commit black on black crimes. Let's not act like we all don't have an uncle or a grandfather that has molested all of the children in the family. Like, let's stop pretending that the white man is making up the stats and that black man don't do no wrong.
All right, my brother. See, now, let me talk to my people. Y'all keep saying, "Saw you wrong. Saw you fucked up on this one." Y'all don't understand. Saw you wrong. Y'all think Saw never don't understand. Y'all are dealing with slow gases. Y'all niggas are really dumb. Some of you are stupid. And the reason I gotta come out like that is because y'all all in here, Saw you wrong. Saw, oh, how can you do that? So the really stupid motherfuckers is you. And y'all niggas are stupid in the chat room. God damn, I've been here for 20 damn years, man. You think I don't know what's going on? Come on, man, sit your ass down. Let me and Poppy deal with this shit. Sit your ass down and enjoy this damn conversation. Damn, y'all niggas is weak. Damn, y'all niggas are slow. Y'all niggas are slow, man. God damn. So go ahead, Poppy. If I was to have sex with a 9-year-old, would you say that I am a molester?
I'm going to put my brother Young Hero on to this opportunity to eat. It's 10 p.m. on my end. Those who don't know, I'm in Europe. And apparently that disqualifies me for engaging in certain conversation. Smash was using the term like, you know, you're the, like, you know, term like Avenger or somebody that does justice. I forgot the exact word he used. If I don't use the exact word, they're going to say I'm doing mischief making. So he's being sarcastic about it. But me caring about child molesters, I mean, caring about child molestation, being against it, standing up against it. And I've been doing that for years, for over a decade. Now, SS wrote, this Marsh Rockwell guy is delusional. Wow. Divinely Inspired wrote, I'm American, and I stand by what you're doing. Your character is good. I'm shocked at Smash. Dang. As the video was playing, Texas Obama wrote, oh, wow. You heard Sanetta calling the people stupid. He said, y'all dumb mother effers, didn't he? He said, y'all dumb and stupid. You know, to people who was telling him that he was wrong defending Malachi York. Young Hero Chaka, he well know what you're talking about. These men are the low character for grown men. Bad look for African Americans. Not for African Americans. That's a rape or gay. The house of conscious mess. I know African Americans don't get down like that. Check in my head. David wrote peace to the gods, and he wrote, how old was the girl? Thank you. That's what we want to know. If I have to catch the heat for that, let it be. Let's find out how old the girl was. Yeah, Pop, you're right. Now here's Smash capping again. This is crazy. What happened to the discourse? So he's the one who's going to choose what we should talk about then. You know what I'm saying? He said, and you heard it, that I have bad character. So I told him, Sanetta is on tape defending a convicted child molester. Does he have bad character? Then he ran. Using both. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. My question is simple. Now, I have bad character because I stand against child molestation and I disagree about his stance on the Hyksos. And I ask, why is he defending the scammer? But the guy who's on tape, on record, defending child molester, he can't even say he has bad characters. And brothers and sisters, you can see the influence for some. I don't know if he has dirt on the brother Smash. But before I let Young Hero on, I want to say, hold on. When I watch this, it makes me wonder what planet are these guys on. It feels like I'm watching an episode of The Twilight Zone, bro. The man is guilty, so why, sir, and his boy supporting the file? I want to say, I cannot dictate what people say. Smash Rockwell used to be one of the guys that I like the most in the conscious community. Just like Jabari used to be one of the guys that I like the most in the conscious community. I don't have hate for them. So I'm asking you, please, if you want to criticize, but please try to cheer with the profanity and the swear words, stuff like that. You know, feel free to express yourself. But I'm asking you, you know, let's not become what we don't like.
What? Why don't face Shaka like a man? Who the fuck is you, nigga? You a little cheerleading ass nigga coming on my show right now? Shut the fuck up, bro. Somebody block Young Hero. Get the nigga out of here.
At the beginning, he said, I never block nobody. If you go to the beginning of the stream, somebody told him that he was black. He's like, oh, some moderator must have done that. And I suspect I know who it was, but and now shut the F up. Somebody blocked that dude.
He about to mention your friend. He about to mention your friend. Just wait.
I'm gonna hear it. Oh, he was in his feelings for real. Oh my goodness, man. Babylon Don wrote, Magneto made Hyksos. True or false? Is it a question? Because there's no question mark. To him, Hyksos is Shepherd Kings. True or false? Well, it looks like there are questions, but he doesn't know the question mark, you know. Heka Hasut really means ruler of foreigners. True or false? At Babylon Don. The dude types a message and then he puts at Babylon Don. It's like me typing a message and I put at Chaka and Nukukemek or at Ma'at forever. Oh, man.
Makes no sense.
I mean, dang. So, okay. Let's continue.
He don't have the privilege of my information. Get the nigga up out of here. So I don't know you, bro. I know Shaka for about 20 years. So I hate when little cheerleader niggas come aside motherfuckers who really know each other.
See, brothers, you know, sometimes I put people off the panel. It's some things I can't do. But have you ever heard me? Ibizo, he's right here. Yesterday he said I had a bad day. I didn't agree. Did I tell him shut the F up? N-word? This is a proof. This is evidence that Smash Rockwell was so much in his feelings, man. And the irony is that when he started the last, listen, man, listen. 148 right now. Let's go to the beginning.
Oh no, let me let some people. Streamer. Blocked. I don't know why you blocked. It don't look like you blocked though. What's your name? Right, type the name that's blocked. I ain't never blocked nobody, so some other people, you know.
And you know what he made him? I said, well, it's you not me who blocked him. Well, I said somebody blocked him. It wasn't me. So what timing was he? Was he what one? I forgot the time that I said just before.
48.
Yeah, thank you. 148. So here I ain't never blocked nobody. You know what I'm saying? Here when you go to, let's go like 146 maybe. It's buffering.
Oh, do we reckon all of these? We use funny ass come privilege of my information. Stop it, really, man. It's early too. What is young Heru? What's up, young Heru? What you talking about? Facts and what? And this topic really means nothing. Okay, and he did anyone go on their channel and pull up? What? Why don't face Shaka like a man? Who the fuck is you, nigga? You a little cheerleading ass nigga coming on my show right now? Shut the fuck up, bro. Somebody block young Heru. Get the nigga out of here.
I think he used the N-word like 3 to 4 times. Now, I think in America you call that going from 0 to 100.
Yeah, gone in 60 seconds.
He went from 0 to 100 real quick, man. Somebody get this ninja out of here, man. Block that dude, man.
He don't have the privilege of my information.
I thought he done though.
Get the nigga.
Then he have to call and talk about you on the panel. I'm like, nigga, you already dissed me. Yeah, I got nothing to say to you, bitch ass.
You don't have the privilege of his information. Hold on now.
Yeah.
You don't have that privilege.
Wait later. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Get up out of here. So I don't know you, bro. I know Shaka for about 20 years. So I hate when little cheerleader niggas come aside motherfuckers who really know each other. I don't know him like that. But I've been defending him and in this shit for hella long. This nigga make a video talking about me and your corny ass come on. Matter of fact, Tamika, get him.
Like a dog. Tamika.
Yeah. The same one. That'd be all on their kind of blocking everybody.
He was talking about OnlyFans Mika, and some of you may not know, but that lady OnlyFans Mika, she did post on her own social media that she's tired of being poor, and she showed the OnlyFans on the computer with the phone on a tripod. So that's why she has that nickname. You know what I'm saying? She put it on her own social media publicly. So I don't know how. She's a moderator on most of those channels. Take him, Tamika.
Yeah, that's why I just said. That's why I said be vetted. That's what she does.
You have the link here. About OnlyFans Mika, and for those who want to see a visual, that's the kind of moderators they have over there. Order, face on love voice. So you see, Mika, Florida, and she wrote, "I'm tired of being poor." And here you can clearly see the computer with the OnlyFans page, and here you can see the mobile phone on the tripod. So you can catch the view. And whatever she does, you know what I'm saying? You know, I think the young cats, they call it busting it open or whatever. I mean, whatever she has to do to make that money, it's on her, man. You know what I'm saying? She's the one who put it out there. I didn't put it out there.
We can take care of all your little hoes. All the shotgun they go chemists to make it. You can fire on them whenever you see.
He said, get them what? Now,
She take care of all
ladies
your
into
little hoes.
OnlyFans, and she's a queen, she's a sister.
That's
But
not
then
bad.
the other people are what? Hold on, what happened there?
Huh?
No, it's my page. Hold on. There it is. Did he use the word HOE?
That's what he said, man.
We can take care of all your little hoes.
Take care of all your little hoes. Dang.
My old
You
ass
better
man.
what you gonna get low. Man. So N-word, ho, reminds me of Butler Reggie. When he waited for me to leave Smash Rockwell platform, and he said, G-Face, you formidable. You fly tire him. You know, I'm not a cat and save a hoe. I'm not a cat and save a hoe. Butler Reggie. This is guys you train, Butler Reggie. That's the result of your training and coaching and directing. No wonder Trackfield ran from the debate between Jabari after popping off the mouth for 2 years.
All the shotgun they go chemists to make it. You can fire on them whenever you see them.
He sounds salty to me. Does he sound salty to you, Brother Young Hero?
Hey, he sound like I done punch him in his mouth.
Yeah, like you stole some money from him. So
Yeah.
brother, this is in the chat. Does he sound salty to you? You can either type salty or not salty. Let's see. I just want to see, you know. Let's see. Let's wait. It takes a few seconds to appear on the stream, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So sounds a bit salty to me. Like, you know, sounds a little tight. For those who've seen the Jamie Foxx show, Jamie Foxx tells Francesca, fancy.
Yeah.
Oh,
fancy.
you seem tight. Then I'm not tight. You know your teeth are a little tight. And she goes, my teeth are not tight. So Tex Obama say, yep, yeah, it sounds salty. You been at what? he in his body, he is in his body. He all in his body, but the Hyksos. I don't think it's about the Hyksos, but the mention of my name now may make him salty. He may be like, you know, I'm not good at imitating voice, but you may, hey, what's up, everybody, man? You know, today we're gonna talk. And then in the chat, somebody's gonna put Chaka and the It's gonna say, we're gonna talk about this one year.
Yeah. He already talking about you, and then when I bring you up,
Yeah. Since he came real salty, you know, yeah, he sounds salty to me, you know. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all fun.
Because he got mad at Tamika, and she's still here. He's someplace gone. Yeah, this dude make a video on me, and he got a crony coming on my page talking about why don't I face him like a man?
Well, I didn't say nobody. Young Hero is a grown man. I'm a grown man. You know, we don't need other people to defend ourselves.
I'm already blocked all now. I'm waiting to come back online.
Oh man, I don't think there's any need to go back over there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but
no,
yeah,
I
did address, you know, the disrespect of Tamika.
No,
like,
no,
you know,
I mean when I was in the chats at the time, it'll take like a few minutes to get back when they block you.
They let you back in after they blocked you?
Yeah, like in the chats after it is not permanent.
Oh, it was the temporary. Okay, yeah. I get it. You know, like you on timeout basically. All right, okay. But yeah, I did address her disrespecting me all the time. You know, as a moderator, you shouldn't be doing that when you have callers or guests, if people want to call it that. You know, but you know, she's a monkey clown who's been capping for Trackfield, the scammer. She's been capping hard for Sahimo Fake, and we know that the Riparianites, you know, they have retired, you know. But anyway, some of you don't know the Riparianites, but you know, they have that YouTube channel. They used to live stream and act all condescending, disrespecting scholars, mainly black scholars, and you know, put a smackdown on them. You know, actually smashing out, we put a smackdown on them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did most of the web, but one day, man, we had a live stream, man. 3 hours, me moonwalked on them, man. It was embarrassing, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, then they try to survive. try to reanimate themselves. Now it's been like 5 months or maybe 6 that they haven't live streamed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, see, they realize, man, we're gonna stop with this riparian zone, riparian land as a translation of Kemet or meaning of Kemet. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Yeah, because I ain't putting nothing on that weak ass channel. That's the wackest channel in the whole conscious community.
So now I have a weak ass channel, and he acts like, he whacks my channel and the whole conscious community. He couldn't even defend his own stance, man. And everybody could witness that, man. He cannot even answer a simple question. Does Sanetta have bad character? I wonder why they so shook at Sanetta, man. But anyway, if he sees Butler Reggie as somebody like respectable, no wonder, he be capping and doing the Macarena for Scam Cheddar. You know what I'm saying? They are very gullible and impressionable, man, He mentioned numbers earlier. So if I had like maybe 2,000 people watching right now, would he say, oh, that's a great channel? And that argument is just ridiculous, man.
On everything. It's so whack. I watch it to watch whackness.
He made a confession right now. Right there, he just made a confession. He confessed that he watched it, but then he has to justify why he watched it. He said to watch whackness. I mean, how many of you watch channels just to see whackness?
I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Have you ever just been like, okay, let me just watch some whack ass shit. Let me go to Shotgun Nigga Kim.
That shows you their mindset, you know what I'm saying? And apparently he said that, I have some time on my hand, something like that. But dang, for him to go and watch whack stuff, man, that's ridiculous, man. But he knows he slipped up. He admits that he watched it, you know what I'm saying? And I guess he's learning as well, taking notes. But that time he was salty. His ego took the best of him. His pride took the best of him. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm hella bored. Yeah, I don't play with no little clown ass niggas. Come on now. Come on my page talking shit. Fall back, nigga. I ain't said shit to do you. I ain't had no reason. So you basically saying your life ain't worth shit because you willing not to have a relationship with me over some shit Shaka said on YouTube, nigga?
Damn, Smash, that's foul for real, man.
You would swear I know the guy.
With you, that's public, man. He said face him like the man. Now you
I have no idea what this guy is talking about.
But Sanetta, who's on tape defending a convicted child molester, he couldn't even say if the dude had bad character or not. I just say yes or no. He could say yes, he could say no. He couldn't even do that. That's how weak the dude is.
Yeah.
Smash Rockwell is so weak. He can't even answer. Go ahead.
People come on his channel and accuse Garfield and show the proof that he scammed them. He's still there trying to defend for another man. But he talking about, like, bro, I ain't come here to make no friends with you. I'm just talking about the information. You all in your feelings.
Yeah, it was definitely in his feeling, man.
Who is Shaka in the world, nigga? I'm going down in history, bro. Like real talk.
Yeah, all I could do. Right. What history?
All right, he's going down in history, yo. All right. Who am I? I'm the same guy he said he knew about for 20 years.
Yeah.
When he needed some French translation, you know what I'm saying? I was on his channel doing the French translation, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I ain't tripping off that, you know what I'm saying? If Bennett wrote it's very strange. Yeah, it's very strange,
You niggas is dumb. Think about it. Like, why would you do some stupid ass shit like that?
Hey, it's like you curse his mother or something.
Yeah.
You N-words is dumb.
You would swear I'm Sanetta or something.
Yeah, dang. Damn. He's offended right now.
Man.
Bang for a nigga like Shaka Doodoo.
Oh no, he calling me Shaka Doodoo now.
No, Shaka Doodoo. Okay. Okay. All right. He said banging for Shaka Doodoo. Wasn't he banging for Sanetta? Then he came in the chat there. Oh, you knew.
Banging for Garfield, banging for all of them.
Yeah. Garfield is scammer. He's insulted. You said the Hicks or something. The nerve of him to disagree with me. You N-word, 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 N-word. Usually he's cool, man. He doesn't use profanity like that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, you really touch his ego.
Yeah, yeah, he in that circle, you know. Garfield told him, man, like, you supposed to be my friend, man. You gonna mess up our relationship. I don't mess with that guy. Shaka.
For something that is all information we talking about. And I don't get it. See, because these YouTube people, they like, oh, we wanna do.
He said, our information? All right.
Do some back and forth tussle, nigga, please. I'm blocking.
He uses a lot of N-word right now, you know? This stuff is deep, man. So what did he say? I'm blocking what?
We wanna do some back and forth tussle, nigga, please. I'm blocking little clowns.
He said, I'm blocking little clown. Earlier he said, Mika, go, black. I said, I'm blocking.
Got no reason to sit there and let you get.
So in other words, we changed him. You know, you seen the movie Straight Outta Compton? Don't make me change you, Eric.
Get this information for free. You need to keep listening to that wrong ass shit your partner's spitting. You feel me? You need to keep listening to that wrong ass shit your partner's spitting. You feel me?
If my stuff was wrong, he surely had a hard time demonstrating that it was wrong, man. You know, it took him like an hour and 50 minutes to struggle.
Yeah. And that's supposed to be somebody that speaking on the behalf of Egypt Kemet. Yeah, this sounds wrong.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a new age conscious people, man. Shanji Kem wrote, he doesn't know that Dudu means black in Yoruba. What he's saying, Dudu, you know, basically the feces. That's what he's saying, you know. That's a nickname that Scam Cheddar came up with for yours truly, you know. So, hey, he I guess he was in his mind. Now he's salty. Now he used it.
Yeah, just show you that they all be in the same circle talking behind doors. But
same
now
nickname,
when they get their feelings, yeah,
same talking points.
Yeah,
you knew. You went on his panel. Same talking points, man. Oh, you talk about people, nobody like you. People in the HOK think that because like they don't like you, that means everybody don't like them. I mean, I would like them to go to Black America, average black people, tell them we're on that panel. We have Tazariak who said that Martin Luther King is a bitch. And we have Sanetta who said that he agrees. He says that Captain Tazariak is right. And then see what the average black person says, man. The guy is dead, man. If Scam Cheddar dies and somebody labels him the B word, those HOK people ain't going to be happy, man. But it's okay to say that about MLK.
Oh, yeah,
because you disagree about his stance.
They don't like it if they want. Whoever don't like him gonna label him what he is now till he's dead. So
it's a bad look for Smash, man. It's a bad look, man. B Bennett with something not right. Pressure, man. He's under pressure, man. He's under pressure, man. I don't know what benefit he gets. I don't know what dirt people may have on him, but he's clearly not his true self, you know. And it's just emotion taking him over. I think when they say doo-doo, it's a reference to being male gaze. I don't know, man. Who knows? I think it's male homosexual reference. I don't know, man. You know, but they're different.
Yeah. Anyway, you remember when I used to be like, stall him out, cuz. Stall him out. You don't want to stall him out. And you'd be like, all right, let me just forget it. Yeah, shout out. We got Tamika one firing on all any clown. Go on and do what you want with the clowns. But not the extra people though. You know what I'm saying? You can just turn that gun up intensity. There go one, get them out of there. So I ain't got no time to be like, what I get from arguing with a young Hayroot? Like, that don't do nothing.
Late night research on Kemet. That's how I know, you see. And what happened is that After that, he made that video. Nubians were Hyksos, Hyksos and Nubians. I didn't see that one. And then he made that one. Hyksos are fake. They made that up. This is the one that I addressed. You know what I'm saying? So after our convo, he moved on, and talked about the stuff. And I don't have a problem with that. But for him to say that the Hyksos are fake and they made that up, I mean, that's the title of the video. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go back to our convo.
And even you can join at any time, but I appreciate y'all support. So let me get back to the teaching. There's a few things we be doing.
But Shaka,
Chilling.
I mean,
come on, we gonna
when you said they didn't make it up, you didn't curse them out.
No.
You weren't calling him nigga.
No.
You didn't start, making references to his private parts or his, biology and shit. I mean,
he was salty. He was salty.
You didn't that's what I don't get. What's that all about? I mean, people have the right. People have the right. No, people have the right to call you on your scholarship if it's your words. If you're the one saying things, people that's how I looked at it. I didn't look at it as a big deal, But I think when these guys say they're scholars, I mean, part of scholarship is communicating and wanting to communicate with people about these topics. And if you can't express that you want to communicate that in a decent way through your language, then it probably means you don't want to communicate, about these topics. And because people are going to challenge you on the things you say and the positions you hold. And Smash is not the most.
Don't know how to.
Right. He may not know how to, because calling a person nigga or what the fuck is all, just reacting so much out of anger over something so small, it's like, whoa, man, is it about the scholarship or is it about something else? And you can obviously hear the other things that he did speak about is you ain't from here. We know how we do things over here. It almost sounds like it is really about all these other things and not what you said in your video at all. So, I mean, in all due respect, I don't even need to hear this shit right here because you didn't curse him out. You didn't speak about all those things. I mean, we could talk about all this stuff and more, but the question is that if you don't respect somebody, period, then why should you engage them at all? And there's enough room in this conversation to where you should be able to find a lot of things you respect about people that should allow you to communicate with some of that respect. And I just see him as now, dog. I'm sorry. I just see him as a 50-year-old man that gets angry, bent out of shape when challenged, and hard-headed too. I don't see him as that rapper that I used to dig, that I used to like and think was like, damn, this is a raw ass rap. I don't see it like that. I see it as way pettier now. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep to me. But if we can't get past the fact that Black people from the slave trade and colonized African people live all over the world and combat racism, live in colonial nations like the United States of America and France and others, and have an obligation to work together to better ourselves, and that we're going to have to do it together to some degree. If we don't just acknowledge that, I don't see you as an adult Black man, for real. I don't see it as serious, And I could tell you a lot of the stuff I heard come out of his mouth that had nothing to do with scholarship, where you did not disrespect him at all that way, Shaka. What I could tell you is that a lot of those things is flat out bullshit. These are not African American perspectives. These are little childish perspectives.
Right.
Hey, that's all I got to say. I'm disappointed by it, man.
BB, let me interject real quick. And these guys, they, that Frenchie and all, I mean, that's kid shit to me. Like literally, like who does that? What is that supposed to, me calling you a Frenchie, is that supposed to stop you from getting up and doing what you got to do? I mean, how is that supposed to be an insult? I just don't understand that. I did see people do that, and I'll speak to that, but it's just like, what is that about?
Well, for those who have a elitist mindset, then to them it's like putting somebody down because they feel like they're higher than others. So they'll bring up where you come from. So some say that with the Africans, some say that with the Europeans now. You know what I'm saying? But when you agree
It,
with them, it's cool.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like it doesn't register at all. Like not one bit. Like, you know.
When they quote the scholars, if they quote French scholars, it's not a problem. It's called if they quote British scholars, German scholars, you know, Australian scholars, you know what I'm saying? But out of a sudden, it's just really a talking point. It's a talking point, and they're happy to use these terms, and I'm like, okay, all right, it's what it is. I don't
You're
want to sleep
I
over
shocking.
it.
mean, it's like as if that makes you less of a black man because
Yeah,
you live in a certain area of the world. I mean,
yeah.
I just don't get it.
Mhm. I ain't
Yeah.
I
tripping
don't
on it, man.
I don't get it. I don't
It's a
get
sign
it.
of weakness. It's a sign of weakness. But let me just I ain't gonna play too much of that video, but just our exchange, you know what I'm saying? And once again, this is 4 months. So that's the first time I spoke with him about the Hyksos, as far as I can remember.
Stay on the concept of Nubia, but it's just stuff I'll be wanting to point out as I look over things. All right. So, like right here, the other day when we were in the middle of a discussion, Benny Hassan popped up, right? I'm gonna copy this and show you how easy. I mean, not how easy, but just so people could keep track. Now we go to Benny Hassan.
Wikipedia.
You see how far down it is, but let's see if they show us something. There we go. Now, here's something to note. And we can read this text, so don't let them keep telling you. This is what I wanted to do the other day. And so I noticed that we shouldn't be doing it from this whack. We probably need to find a better original. Uh-oh. No, I'm just reading. And I was just looking at that Abusha at the bottom. This right here. Abush. Anybody
Okay.
ever tripped off that? Because up here it say Hyksos.
Feel free to, Donnie. I think you wanted to speak. Feel free.
No, I was just I see the Abusha, so I was just kind of just trying to follow along.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. And it is right here for those who wonder. I would say Ibsha, but a lot of people pronounce the reed leaf, or a few people pronounce the reed leaf as a or a sound.
Or say Hikakasu, excuse me. Right? But what we always do when we use this text is two things. Two things, and I'm gonna beat them up already, man. We're gonna read that. We can read the whole what y'all want to do. Not just this. Yeah, because we bored. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me open up the chat. So we're gonna get in on that Benny Hassan real quick, and we're gonna talk about it. Because this is the text that people use to, we're gonna open up the chat and the Zoom. This is the text that people use to say that Canaanites was coming in, but I'm about to point out some stuff about the text.
Okay, I'm fast forwarding a little bit until I came on the panel.
To wonder, to join.
That's a joke. I see you coming in. I've been river watching. I need to teach people how to watch the river, man, for more than one reason. You might want to go park a car right there. I'm just playing. What's up, my eye? I see you coming in. We about to build on the Benny Hassan. I'm just taking it slow, having some fun. How you doing? Whenever you there?
Hotep, can you hear me, brother?
Hotep.
How are you, brother?
I'm fine. How are you? I see we got another contribution from Human 2.0, man. He said, I got that E1B, E1A to the power 2, and Ramsey's my granddaddy. That's a joke. And $5 is for you to enjoy. Thanks for the stream. Yo, thank you for the tribute. All right, I appreciate that. So how you doing, my?
I'm chilling, brother. For those who wonder, to join, we can share links in the chat, but pay attention on every videos. You have a button that says join. It's around the same line where you have the like button, the dislike, and all the other buttons. You have one button that says join. So if anybody wonder how to become a member of a panel, that's how you do.
Right here. I'm showing it on YouTube so they can see it. I haven't shared my screen with the Zoom yet. But what's up with you? How you been? What's been going on?
Brother, I'm just so happy because Mr. Vegas gave us made the honor of he honored us with his presence. And at one point there was something I forgot which word it was, but I said, we've dealt with that word with Smash Rockwell. I mean, every now and then I say, Smash Rockwell, Simon Card, stuff like that. So, and I share a lot of your videos as well because in the chat, and I show the stuff. So, I mean, it's a good look for all of us, And I want to tell the brothers and sisters, like I've said on my channel, please show some love to Mr. Vegas. He's an international superstar. He didn't have to come here. So for him to talk with us, non-Abrahamic people, or CC, conscious community, it's beautiful. And we don't want to deter other famous brothers and sisters from coming and speaking with us. And from the get-go, I knew his position because he follows Walter Williams. So for him to come on a platform where he knows he has opposing views, it is honorable, it's courageous. So please, brothers and sisters, don't put stuff like, oh, he ran, or like, you have the right to disagree, it's fine, but let's try to be diplomatic. I don't want a brother to regret coming on the platform. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, they was trying to hit him off with the he ran stuff and stuff.
Yeah, and other stuff like
yeah. You could erase some of those if you want to.
Well, I don't want to do that because that would be kind of like censorship. But I'm just trying to say, brothers and sisters, please, it's okay to express your disagreement, but try to be careful with the word you use. Actually, as we were talking, sometimes you will read the comments in the chat, and I used to do that before. Now I kind of look less in the chat when I'm on some platforms because sometimes some comments can trigger you, and so every now and then you will read, and it's like, I think it was kind of a build of messages of opposition. And at one point, he said something that was kind of strange to me. So I said, we have to make sure that you don't appear pseudo. And I have a feeling that maybe he thought I was calling him pseudo. And I tried to clarify that. I said, I'm not calling you pseudo. I said, and I repeated, but that's about the time when he said, okay, he's going to go. But at the end of the day, I don't think he would have changed his mind after our discussion. But for him to listen to opposing views, it is honorable and respectable. So thank you, Mr. Vegas. I appreciate that.
Well, that's good that you said that. And thank you, Mr. Vegas, for giving your point of view and talking to the community. I you know what? The funny part is with the way my biological clock has been, right when it started, I was one of the first people in there, and I laid on the bed with my phone next to my head. And as soon as y'all started building, I was knocked out. I woke up like 5 hours later looking around like, oh, I missed the whole build. So I'm pretty sure it got pretty good. Basically, what was y'all discussing?
Oh, well, I knew we were going to talk about the Medunet chat. I did not put that in the title because we have our good brother Imhotep 360. He's a regular participant on your show. Actually, the full username he uses is Imhotep 360 degrees. And as a matter of fact, he got kind of put on sent to jail by one of your moderators that I don't need to name. He and other people. The last
What do you mean sent to jail? You mean that he got blocked?
Yeah, and many people were complaining about that. I mean, that
I
girl,
don't know. I gotta
she
see
gave,
what's going on because I just
oh,
when my page
she
was,
gave it.
you know, when I was just starting, I just clicked on everybody, and if people going crazy with that, does YouTube let you see who blocking people?
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. But
Yeah,
I
so
mean, you
that's a
know,
crazy mystery.
well, I think she did not deny that it was her because people were hard at her. Then people had to be like, you know, please don't put me out this time. Just, you know, let me breathe. Like she gave everybody a piece of the action. I mean, this lady, you know, as soon as somebody doesn't agree with her team of Riparianite and her team of Christian apologists, Garfield and them, you know, she will use any excuse. But I don't want to, you know, I don't want to spend too much time about that. I mean, feel free to try to have a look at the chat and see what the people say, because some people will say, "Oh, he's a hater. Shaka is a hater." But that time, man, I mean, he'll tell you, I'm sure. I don't know if he's here now, but yes, we knew it was going to be the Medinature because that's Imhotep 360 who put me in contact with Mr. Vegas. So we talked about the decipherment, you know, and he was listening, you know, a great deal. But you know, he pulled up a clip from Young Pharaoh, and Young Pharaoh played that clip that I'm sure some of us have seen before of Dr. Ben taking issues at speaking the Medinature, and he goes like, you know, kak, 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 you know, but speaking the Medinature and reading the Medinature is something different, you know. And I was trying to tell him that with the Hebrew, you know, we say even the name of God, according to the Bible, for those who believe in it, we usually say Yahweh. Some scholars think that it was pronounced Yahoo, which means that even the name of God, we don't even know how to pronounce it, but nobody says the Hebrew has not been deciphered. And I started with the cuneiform writing because I haven't heard anybody say that the cuneiform has not been deciphered. Because some people say, well, you know, the Medinature, they are not letters. They are pictures. They are symbols. But the cuneiform script is made of symbols as well, or pictures. You know, a lot of people don't know that, and they can go on Encyclopedia Britannica. There is a chart. You need to click on enlarge, and they're basically like birds, fishes. You know, but you have the initial pictogram, and then later on we have what we recognize as cuneiform writing, like, you know, those sort of lines and triangles. You know, so in a nutshell, I showed that artifact from the Louvre Museum with the name of Alexander written in hieroglyphic. But that artifact is 300 BC, which means that it is 2,000 years before the Rosetta Stone was even found. So for anybody to argue that the Medinature has not been deciphered, when we have the name Alexander written in hieroglyphic, it will mean that those people were so lucky, the Greeks were so lucky that they happened to draw something inside of a chenille or a cartouche, and it actually spells the name Alexander. And we have other names like that, and we have also the name, the word Pharaoh, which derives from the Menunet per A. We have the given name Susan. That comes from the Menunet. Gardiner wrote about that, and I shared that. There's another name as well, but it escapes me now. Oh, Ibani. The word Ibani comes from the Menunet Hebeni. And there's this book here, the etymological, oh, it doesn't show. Oh, it doesn't show. The etymological dictionary of Greek by Robert Beekes, Beekes. He's a heavyweight linguist. Volume 1, I have both volumes. He has the word ebenos in Greek, and he says it comes from the Egyptian Hebeni, you know. And there's the University of St. Andrews. They have and I think you might have shown that before, you know, the Westcar Papyrus.
I think so. But I just don't remember what's on it right now.
Well, if you have time, you can go to the Westcar Papyrus on the University of St. Andrews. And funny thing, it is translated by the guy named Blackman. And that's the guy, you know, the Tombs of Mer, you know. And you can type it Ibani, and you will see the Medunature word Hebeni, and of course the English translation, the Medunature word Hebeni, and we will have the translation Ibani. The word Ibani that we use in English derives from the Medunature, just like the word Egypt derives from the Medunature. So how is it possible that some words that we still use to this day derives from the Medunature, but the Medunature has not been deciphered? So, but all of this comes from Walter Williams. if Walter Williams changes his stance tomorrow, most of the people who believe that it hasn't been deciphered because they listen to it, they would change their stance.
Yeah, and
So,
no one who believes the metal nature has not been deciphered can display an elementary knowledge of the system that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fast forward to talk about the
Walter
Higgs
Williams ain't going to change his mind either.
Oh, I don't think so. He's
No matter
90,
what
he's
you
90
say.
years old, so yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna fast forward to
God
talk
bless
about the Higgs source.
It was my mistake.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
First made that term up. Even tried to read a book to show, no, this grammar ain't right, or this word order ain't right, or whatever, or this transliteration ain't right. They just coming up with theories without ever studying it. Peace, Sister Jolanda. I see you got your hand raised. No need to raise your hand. We just building. You can just hop in whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody wants to speak, I think.
What about the consultation?
Jolanda?
No, he can go ahead. I'll let him finish.
Oh, well, I don't have much to say. I'm sorry, I had to cut my camera because I'm gonna get my daughter ready because it's 7 a.m. actually. So I'm gonna prepare her. I don't want, But yes, Mash. They tend to say what they think. Oh, we were not there when they created the symbols, so we don't know what the symbols are. They were asked for and so on. Those Greek letters, we were not there. A word for it. And feel free to send a message and ask them, do you think the Medu Neter has not been deciphered? To my knowledge, the expert.
Next research I'm about to do, we probably could see how much we can address of it today. But what I'm seeing from just what I'm seeing is the research question is simple. Where on this attestation that people use to say Canaanites, oh, y'all can't see my screen in the Zoom. And then we're going to turn over the floor to Sister Jolanda. Let me make sure y'all can see my screen real quick. Share. Okay, now in this, where in this text does it say that these people are Canaanites?
I don't see the text. But is it the painting from Beni Hassan?
Yes, and so.
Okay, that's great. I have an answer for that if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see the term Hyksos or Hekahased. If you go on Encyclopedia Britannica right now and type in Hyksos, so you know how it's.
Yeah, I know about that. I know about that. Yeah. And so let's go to step 2 of that part, because what I'm saying is Hyksos ain't a real thing. Josephus made that term up. What the words?
No, he didn't make that. I'm sorry, I apologize for cutting you off, but no, Josephus didn't make that term. That term existed. That's Greek term. That's a Greek term. So
Josephus wrote in Greek, but he was the first one to use it because he was.
Say so.
You want to look it up?
Well, right now, as I said, I have to prepare my.
Look, I'm just gonna click on the word Hyksos. It ain't gonna take long. Click on the word Hyksos. It's gonna tell us Josephus came with that. So we got to get down to the etymology.
Actually, I think Josephus came up with Shepherd King. That translation of Hyksos. But Hyksos means.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes. You said he translated it, but here's the thing: we got to look at it. He was the one who read the Medu Neter that said Hikakasut. You see, so he did the translations.
I wouldn't say so because Josephus came in. He was born in 37.
No, we're not talking about Josephus. Manito.
Oh, Manito. Okay.
Wait a minute. Did I say Josephus ever? I thought I said Manito. Did anybody hear? I have to rewind.
Josephus.
Were we talking about Manito or Josephus?
Well, I think you said Josephus, but maybe I made a mistake. You said,
I could have sworn I said Manito.
Yeah. Play that back. It sounded to me.
He did say Josephus. People in the chat also, they I think we're going to see it in the chat, but they said no, you said Josephus, So he made a mistake. That happens,
I mean, and see, this is what's so important. It's like it's not important to be right. It's actually not at all. You know, it has nothing to do with it. What's most important is that the manner in which you dialogue is actually consistent and allows the dialogue to take place. You know, even another day, and the day after that, and the next time around. Your disagreement is not actually important either,
Mm.
as long as the manner in which you disagree allows the next day to carry on. And I think that's the element that is still needs to be kind of learned on this other side about respect. And it's not, don't get me wrong, because all the foul words and things like that don't mean nothing in real life. The world does not work that way. You can curse the white man out all you want. It won't change a goddamn thing. Talking about the white man's mother doesn't change things. It doesn't change the bars. You see what I mean? It doesn't change. It doesn't stop the classism. You know, it doesn't change those things. By the way, you know, yeah, I just reminded myself of something, but yeah, and I think that's really the lesson here, man. It's the character, dude. It's the character, and really need to just get in tune with that, because you seeing it right here, just right here, how one little small thing can, you know, stop you from hearing what another person is saying. Shaka, you're so conservative and very pointed in how you use language, you know, that a lot of times guys are not used to doing that themselves. You see what I'm saying? And they interpret that as you think you're better than them. And that's where a lot of the hostility comes from, brother. I believe,
Oh,
you know. So I
B
just
Bennett,
want to say that, man.
B Bennett, let me interject, please, just to piggyback off you, man, because
Yo, yo.
I always like the way you kick it. But I was thinking about that today, Shaka. It's just like, you know, they say you know, Britain's English is the proper English. And I think you know, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the way you kind of come across. I'm not saying anything is wrong. Don't get me wrong. Just hear me out. It's just like it cuts. It's like a cut and a cut and a cut and a cut because it's just proper. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying. But
Well,
yeah,
then um, I understand if people say proper English, that British English is proper. We could say it's the original. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. And when we're in France, we learn English. It would be more the British English than the American English. And to me, there's not a big difference between the two. Just some vocabulary that's different. Like in America, people say sneakers. In England, people say trainers. It's just some things that. And of course the accent and the vernacular, the slang is different, but it's still the same language. But yeah. So far at this point, it was all good. Like Texas Bama wrote, this was a beautiful, respectable conversation so far. You know what I'm saying? But at one point, we're gonna hear that he was a little bit salty, but afterwards he went out of hands. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess some
yeah.
people, want to be right. you know.
So who was it? Was it Josephus or Manitos? I mean,
Oh well, we're going to clarify that it was indeed
okay,
Manito, not Giuseppe. But still, at this point, it's not a big deal. It's not a problem. It's later on that it's going to sound a bit salty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if he was already at that point, but I didn't. It didn't seem to me like he was at that point. But later on, we kind of gonna,
Yeah, but it sounded
get
to
the
me like
idea.
he wasn't
Yeah,
sure who brought it up. It sounded to
yeah.
me like he wasn't sure what he said. He forgot what he said. I mean, you know.
yeah.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
In all fairness, it did sound like some confusion, but okay.
Yeah. I think at this point he was like what we call a honest mistake. But later on, he's gonna get a bit, eh, eh, I don't know if I should say confrontational, but you're gonna hear me say, man, I'm not trying to challenge you. You know what I'm saying? But let's find out.
It was Manito who made the hike so.
Well, and still, I wouldn't say church. I'm sorry. Chance to finish. Okay, let's presume Milito is the first one to use the term Hyksos. Still, it doesn't change that Hyksos is a Greek rendering. It's a Greek rendering. Sorry about this. It's the Greek rendering of Hekahasut or Hekahaset. And
Now, for the record, in the chat, people wrote, Citon 360 dialect wrote Yeah, you said Joe. Joe, meaning Josephus. Six Finger wrote, you said Josephus. Tony Tone wrote, you said Josephus. Smash. You know what I'm saying? So.
And this means, of course, foreign ruler. So the Encyclopedia Britannica, if you type in Hyksos, it will tell you people of Palestinian descent. And I have a video from the British Museum, and it actually says also that Hyksos are of Palestinian descent.
Yeah, they said I said
So,
Josephus. I meant to say Manito. That was my mistake.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I was surprised. I was like, what's up with Smash now?
Oh, no, but let's get to the point because we still got to illustrate what so we can see this. So y'all don't see my screen?
Okay, I have to go and.
Oh no, well, I'm just making sure. Anybody else on the panel, can y'all see my screen? I'm pretty sure it says screen
I see
share.
your screen. Yeah, I see your screen right now. First century AD.
Oh, you in the Matrix.
I was on mute. I can see it.
Juju in the Matrix. But we can barely hear your voice. But it says the first century AD Jewish historian Josephus, which I erroneously said, and I was talking about Manito, but he gave the meaning shepherd kings, like you said correctly, right? But let's keep reading. It says captive kings in Contra Apion, where he describes the Hyksos as Jews, as they appeared in the Hellenistic Egyptian historian Manito. Now, if we go farther down, you clearly say, he says, as it appeared in the Hellenistic Egyptian historian Manito. But then if you go down, it says it is unclear if this translation was found in Manito. But Manito brought forth the Hyksos. But it don't even say that right there. But they kind of tell you right here by telling you where he describes the Hyksos as Jews as they appeared in the Hellenistic Egyptian historian tale by Manito.
But I can add to that. I would have let the sister Juju speak, but it sounds like she's in the Matrix, like we say. And I think I heard Pan African James greetings to you. But the thing is that Josephus quoted Manito, and Manito talked. We don't have any surviving existing work of Manito, of course. And Manito talked about those people who invaded. So those people he's talking about. All evidence points that they are the Hyksos, and he says that they committed atrocities in the land, and ultimately they were expelled, which has some historical basis when we know what happened with the Hyksos. So Josephus probably is the one who tried to make a correlation with the Exodus story, you see, and his translation of Shepherd Kings is not. It's not 100% accurate, but it's not far-fetched, you know. So yeah. In a nutshell, that's what I say. I'm going to mute myself because it's very, very strict.
Okay. Well, the question I'm raising is still it could still be asked, because simply when looking at the text, it just says Hikakasu. Now it says, this is Kamos's text. Well, they're saying retinue, which takes us into the Levant on Kamos text. But on Kamos text, he called them Aamu. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Aamu is a generic term for Asiatics. You see? But so go ahead, Juju.
So all I'm saying, go ahead, Juju. You never got to get your words in.
No, because this is totally off the subject. I'm backtracking. That's why I'm not trying to interrupt.
No, it don't even matter. We just could build all night. I mean, as long as people have time. So what you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to address Mayat when he was talking about the mod and the Shemad. Do you know who this is?
I did not really get the word you used. Can you come again for me, please?
You were talking about moderators and how they're blocking people in certain chats. Do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about Tamika. You know, many people complained that they were being put on timeout and kicked out. So yeah.
What platform was this though?
Oh, well, it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Smash Rockwell when they were talking about the DNA.
She's playing games.
Yeah, I know Imhotep 360 talked about this. I mean, so many people talked about this. And what people could do is just have a glance at the chat. You know, they don't have to read all the.
Yeah, go ahead, Donnie. You were talking about. Feel free.
No, I'm sorry. I was just interjecting. She's playing games.
She knows what's up.
She's just as guilty as everybody else. Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. You know, she used to be a supporter here on this panel, but you know, I guess you know some people like to cap for their crew, even if they're defending rapists and pedophiles. But you know, it is what it is. That's life.
The message
But
is,
you
brother.
know, just for the record, even the dialogue. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw this. I was there watching this. You know, when it happened, and I'm sorry. It still doesn't mean that the Hyksos wasn't a thing, that they're made up, that they're fake. Again, this is about who is applying the label and what burden they have in applying the label. It first is for their own purposes. So if the term Hyksos serves their own purposes, even though they're talking about another group of people, it's real. It's not fake. Sure, now the Hyksos, the other group, they might have several different groups among them that have specific terms that they identify themselves as how they are related to each other, which usually is more detailed. But for the other side, they don't give a goddamn because that's not what they're. It's not for their purposes. They could care less about it. And you know, it's just again everyday how everyday language is used. But so far, I don't see how this is proving the point of they're not real and it's just made up. I would rather have heard what I was suggesting in the beginning, you know, when I first saw this little issue coming up, was that to say that, hey, the Hyksos are various groups of people. They're various groups that, you know, are that group together for a specific cause. There may not be one specific ethnicity necessarily. But then again, the Kemites, even when before invasion, no one's ever suggested that the term Kemite means one particular tribe. It doesn't mean that. You see what I mean? There's various groups that make the Kemites up. There's various groups that make up Nubians. And how we know this is because number one, that's people all over the world throughout history. That's how the languages work for everybody. So again, I'm not seeing why he couldn't just say that from the beginning and why he had to be a little loose about it. So I think that's all it's about, Shaka. You know, you're very conservative in your approach and your statements that you make. And I think when other guys aren't so careful about their language, they just get hard headed about it, man. You know, when it's just not even necessary, man. You know?
But you know, for the record, when we had that convo, that was the day before he uploaded the video or he made the live stream. Hyksos are fake. They made that up. What happened is that that convo was January 9 of this year, of course, 2023. Then on the same day, January 9, he had the other video entitled "Nubians were Hyksos?" question mark. Hyksos and Nubians. And then the next day, January 10, 2023, then he made the Hyksos are fake. They made that up. So at this point, it wasn't indeed, like you said, he wasn't claiming that they are fake, that they were made up. No, we're trying to find out who were the Hyksos. I mean, I guess he was trying to find out who they
Right.
were. But
Well,
yeah.
you got to find out who the Hyksos are, um, in terms of who's talking about them. And let's be
Yeah, well.
honest, it's very simple. The one dynasty and one pharaoh is not the same as another dynasty and another pharaoh. So then that's just again how languages always worked. It works like that with all groups of people. It shouldn't be a shocker, which is why we need to be specific, you know, and also measured. You see what I mean? In communication, and that's all because you know, I don't think you'll find anything different here than what happens every day of the week. It always has happened every day of the week with language. So
All I'm saying is it's definitely in the glyphs. I just don't understand the angle, you know. But yeah.
exactly, yeah,
I don't understand it either. When I saw the title "Hyksos are fake," they made that up. I was like, what? You know, but let's listen to the convo.
Because man,
Yeah,
let
go
me say
ahead, go
this
ahead.
too.
Yeah, go
Because
ahead.
that Reggie gonna have to retract some stuff, you know, and all that. Because Reggie been been kicking stuff about the Hyksos for years. I mean, So it's
Well, not
definitely
not
going
just
to
Reggie, not just Reggie, Egyptologists have been dealing with the Hyksos for years, you know. So, you know,
there was a lot of censorship or blocking activity. And I mean, this is nothing new. You know, I think some people have not noticed, particularly the owners of channels. You know, but she's used to that. But you know, people are going to say I'm hating, and stuff like that.
Listen,
But you know,
so
yeah.
all I have to say to that is different platforms have different rules for their moderators, and I think those moderators know it. So she may be used to doing something that is expected on another platform, so to speak. Some people don't allow any dissension in the chat. Some people do. It's
for the record, this is Wikipedia for whatever that's worth. But Wikipedia says, let me go back so you can see the beginning of the sentence. Yeah, it's describing, this Beni Hassan painting, and it says group of West Asiatic foreigners, possibly Canaanites, and then you see they're talking about the Heka Hasud because it is actually written, it is there, So that's Wikipedia, but other scholars also, I mean, like I've shown, Encyclopedia Britannica says that the Hyksos were of Palestinian descent. The British Museum also said that they were of Palestinian descent. Once again, the Ashmolean Museum, we can see that they mentioned Levantine. And I'm pretty sure other scholars also have, came up with that view.
expected on another platform, so to speak. Some people don't allow any dissension in the chat. Some people do. It's just different. That's all I'll say about that. I'm not going to speak on her in this situation. I just wanted to clarify some stuff. If you saw it on this chat or wherever, because I was under the impression you saw it here. I personally am Hoptep 360. Don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but I'm also not trying to block him. I think people have, the right to say their piece. That's what it's about.
Before I block anybody, I got to run it through Smash. This is his channel. You know
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying? So that's
a
how
moderator's job.
I've never blocked anybody besides maybe some people that just promoting porn.
Man, it's like this. If you moderate somebody else's channel, moderate on their views, not your own. Like if you hate this, like if I'm asking people just to help me out with making sure people ain't getting out of pocket, then if somebody just say something you don't like, and if it ain't out of pocket on the channel, then I think you should just let that fly. But I'm gonna have to get control of that. But to bring it close to what I was questioning, they say clearly right.
Yo. But see, check this statement out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to go too far with this, but it's just, again, about listening to this man and taking this man at his own words. Now, this man, he had Heru go onto his chat and do what? Speak to him using the same vernacular that he uses with other people, even a more polite vernacular, and he blocks him. Heru went on there and said what they say every day. Hey, why don't you go on his platform and confront him like a man or whatever?
Man,
right, right. And what he do? Block him. But then he comes over to your platform, and then and he cursed him out for that. Then he comes over to your platform. So it's like, which one is it? Do you talk this way or do you not talk this way? If you talk this way, are people to talk to you this way? Which one is it? And you can't just keep flip-flopping on the vernacular and on the rules of the vernacular. And that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense, man. It's
a very valid point, brother, because not only when he came on my platform, he used the term clown, N-word, and he said so many other things. And indeed, we just heard him say, I'm saying, you should let them, let's hear it again, exactly what he said.
Ain't out of pocket on the channel, then I think you should just let that fly.
If they ain't getting out of pocket on your channel, then I think you should just let that fly. But you wanted to, I don't
so what's out of pocket? What's out of pocket? Let's define what is out of pocket,
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But, because they don't even know what that means. But, yeah, I can only speak. Well, I'm not going to say her name, but she is biased as hell. And, it's just, Yeah, they can't
Black,
get in
black,
pocket because they was never
Blackinator,
in pocket.
Blackinator.
You know,
Hey, look,
Golly.
I can tell you, Shaka, and you got to notice this is not a, when we start talking about what is good, what African Americans do, and what's normal in our vernacular and normal in our culture. Well, we have various cultures. It's a big country. What flies over in one part of the country may not fly in another part of the country, bro. Like it's like that. And when I hear, I'm gonna be honest with you, from where I'm from, I hear we very particular on our language, and if you don't come straight on it, then we might take offense, which is why you might speak a more neutral English, when you're not from there or you're not around your kind, from your neighborhood or from your city. You speak a more new. I don't go to New York and be speaking just flat out DC vernacular. And LA people don't come to DC speaking, because the LA people, they call their girls bitches. If you come to DC and you call another woman a bitch, or any woman a bitch, they fucking, that it's going to be on. That shit doesn't right. So you have to monitor, even among a fellow African Americans. You got to tone your shit down a little bit and speak a more neutral form of English. So don't buy into that we all just get to do whatever, man. And by the way, it doesn't hurt to be diplomatic in your language. You go far, man. If I wanted to go down to Texas, I would be like speaking. I'd look a brother in his eyes, ask him what I want, speak really just straight and clear to the point, and I'm basically probably going to get what I want. But if I walk up to him like, "Hey, brother, what's up, my nigga?" Blah, 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 there's no guarantee he's going to like that. You know what I'm saying? He might look at me like, "What's wrong with this motherfucker, man? Just tell me what you want." Something strange. You see that motherfucker over there? You don't know what's going to come out of it if you don't know, because it's not your part of the country. It's not your part of town. So that's all I mean. Like this stuff, man, sometimes people giving impressions of something that's just not real, man. That, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Donnie?
I hear you.
Like,
most definitely. Yeah. Shaka, did you have more video to play?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I'm just, just for the record,
Want you to
really.
fall asleep on me.
Come again?
I said I'm not trying to put you to sleep or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm not working tomorrow. Tomorrow is like
okay.
what
All
they
right.
call bank holiday in England, and I think they call it national holiday in America. But I'm basically not working tomorrow, so I wouldn't be up. It's 5 a.m. right now. But I had a little nap before. I had a little nap when I came from work, so that's why I'm how do you say it? I don't know the word, but my schedule is a bit off now. Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to get control of that. But to bring it close to what I was questioning, they say clearly right here, a group of Western Semitics, but it says labeled Aamu, and so that's what I was questioning, Shaka, if this text actually said that these Hikakasu or these Hyksoks were indeed Aamu. And it actually says it on there. I just didn't see it when I was trying to read it. And so, yeah, I appreciate everything you were saying to bring me some clarity. You see?
Yes. Once again, Amu is a generic term for Asiatics. It's not necessarily specific.
But Hikakasu ain't really either, though. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I'm sorry. And really either. And really what? Hikakasu and really what?
Pardon me?
You said Hekakasut and really either.
Oh, no, they use, so I want to look it up. We probably could get into TLA, but the term actually is used for Nubians too. And so really
no, I doubt that, but please, feel free to share it with us.
Well, yeah, we would have to pull that up, and that's what we're about to try to do, to see if there's any truth to that claim. I heard Hikakasu actually did not just apply, it just meant foreign rulers at a time, but we got the tools to
and I thought I heard
get
that
to the
too,
bottom of
so
it. Yeah, I heard that. You feel what I'm saying?
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's good to look at. I never looked that up, but that's a claim that has been floating around for a minute.
And the foreign rulers, those are the people from the Delta, and some of the reason why we know they are of Palestinian descent, because scholars just don't say that for the hell of it, they just work up on this. Okay, I'm going to say they come from Palestine, or Canaan, as was known back then. Their names, you know, we have Yaqub, many West Asian names, like they say, or let's say, you know, Semitic names, Canaanite names. And when they were expelled, that's where they fled to. And besides, as we know, Egypt ruled over some parts of Palestine, the area of Gaza. So they were familiar with the people there. So those are some of the reasons why they know that they were of Palestinian descent. Now, maybe some people argue that we have some Nubians who were also Hekakasud because the Nubians allied themselves with Asiatics. There's a letter that was intercepted where the Asiatics proposed to the Nubians to rally together. Actually, there was some sort of alliance to go against Kemet. And this is obviously one of the reasons why Kemet put a smackdown, because people like to show.
But that never got put into place. You feel me? Like you said.
I don't
yeah,
like
that never happened. That never happened, really.
They keep pushing that one little letter like that. That's real significant. And I know that how this works is they use stuff like that as propaganda to kind of make a split, like we was, you know what I'm saying? It seems like a propaganda piece to me. Because I keep hearing that.
No, it's not propaganda about the Pan-African James.
No, I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying that I keep hearing people parrot that, but it's just so little evidence that you're just going to use just one letter to say what their relationship was. You see what I'm saying? What other evidence do you have besides that one letter?
Well, I think I shared it with you actually on my channel, but there's a PhD now. It's not a PhD in Egyptology, but he's been teaching the hieroglyphics for like decades. And in his book, he talks about the Magi. And the Magi's were known as, you know, skilled warriors. And some of them were playing both sides of the fence. They were working for the Asiatics and they were working for the Egyptians. So
no, that ain't how that went down, though. That's a misnomer or a misunderstanding of how we just read the whole text on screen the other day. And so that ain't, I mean, it wasn't like that was working for.
Well, that's one text, brother. That's one text. And you know that guy, I can say the name because I have his book there, but he's hold on. Where is it? He's Michel. Hold on. There it is. I messed it up. Michel Dessoudex. So obviously the book is in French, but it's called Lettres Égyptiennes, which means Egyptian letters. I messed up my whole thing here. But yeah, I mean, one letter, one text is one thing, but there's so many texts, and a lot of time in our lifetime.
Just real quick, wasn't you referencing that one letter?
Well, I have the quote on my notes, and I shared it on the screen during one of the live streams, so I don't know it verbatim. But he talked about the fact that they were working on both sides of the fence. And once again, that's not all the Magi, you know, because
no, I'm just I understand, but I'm asking the question. The question I'm asking is, weren't we talking about the letter intercepted by Kamos? That's all I'm saying.
Well, I really don't know the name off the top of my head. So I can't say if
on that on the Kamos Stella where they was trying to hook up with the Cushites. They were trying to hook up with the Cushites, and the letter got intercepted by the Nubians. That's what happened, and got took back to
no, by the Egyptians. Oh, I mean, the Egyptians got hold of it to make long story short. But there was clear. I mean, the author talks about the fact that the Magi, you know, they work on both sides for both sides of the fence. So at one point, the Egyptians like, hey, that's not good, you know. So,
they were seen as like mercenary, but let's pull up the text because I don't have you ain't read it. You just heard what some people said about it. I can tell.
No, actually, this guy. No, I want to tell you this book that I just talked about.
That's what I mean. The book that you talk about.
Just stop it.
We gonna read the text. We read.
You know, this is the problem, dude. It's not necessary. See, when you what do they say? When you assuming only makes an ass of yourself. He doesn't know if you read it or not.
Yeah.
And it's no point in even assuming. Why would you assume that from, what is this? Is that arrogance? Is that what that is? Like, what did you do to put to, you know, to like trigger some type of arrogance like this? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I was trying to say, but people,
I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's that he just thinks I'm older than you. I don't know what it is. Shaka, I'm older than you too, man. I'm literally a decade older than you. I'm more than a decade older than you. But I don't rock with you because of your age. The age is not the point. Yeah, I see you, Donnie. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's about your love for the topic, and your love for history, that I rock with you, and I rock with you because you're thorough in it. And again, I always say this: you make it easy for everyone else because you do the laborious work. We can lean on you for that. It doesn't mean we're idiots ourselves or that we haven't read these things, but you're collecting a catalog that we can all refer to. You are encyclopedia for a lot of us, So you need people that are willing to debate these topics, be able to, at a moment's notice, pull out the references and things like that. This is what we need mechanically. You see what I mean? It's not something you can just replace, and it doesn't mean somebody else is not just as intelligent. It's just that, there's some mechanics to this also. You see what I mean? It's like you really have to get down to the dirty work, getting your fingers dirty. So I just don't understand why he would say that. And why would he even need to? Because he should recognize you as a person that has been committed to this study. And you've proven yourself over decades now, bro. And you've proven yourself from the beginning. Why would he even have an issue with you like that? I just don't get it. You're not the type of guy that makes up stuff, and you're not the type of guy that guesses about stuff, because you don't need to. You don't lean on that. That's not a crutch for you. It's never been a crutch for you, Shaka. So I don't get why he would assume you haven't read this stuff. It's like, what?
Well,
I don't know, man.
I was like, okay, well, he says I haven't, but it's okay. At this point, it's still cool. It's later on, like, it sounds like
nah. This ain't cool. This might be cool with you handling it because you're like, okay, well, if you want to step on that one, make a mistake on that one, okay, that's fine too. But it's really not a cool character trait.
Yeah, Shaka, you can't be fence. Shaka, you can't be fence riding, dude.
Fence riding who? Him?
You can't be fence riding, brother.
But brothers, I've been online, as I said, for 19 years. How many times people told me, you don't know, you don't understand, you don't know how it is here, whatever. And I'm like, there's things like that. It's like it's a walk in the park. It's better than you're an agent. You
ain't just been online for 2 decades. You have been committed to your passion for the subject, for the topic, for a decade.
Right. Let me say this, BB, because I piggyback off you a lot of the time. You say so many good things, but to me, Shaka, like I would like to see. Well, I would like for I'm done with the CCC, the conscious community. Sorry, I added extra C, but I would like to see, a cordial discussion. We don't have to fight, call each other names and stuff, and let's just deal with the information. Like, if you're really scholar, then that's what you're about, and that's what you're trying to do.
Between me and who?
Excuse me?
Absolutely.
Between me and who?
Well, I wasn't asking a question, but if you want to put it like that, I would like to see. You really want to go there?
You mean Smash?
I'm not really tripping on Smash.
Who? You had a discussion with who?
Chief X.
What?
I'm gonna say Chief X.
Anytime we have before.
I'm gonna say Chief X.
Yeah, anytime. He knows it. He knows it.
But don't let me come off wrong. What I'm trying to say is, it's okay to have a discussion and disagree and stuff like this. And if y'all really want to go into a debate, then line it up. You know,
But
all this.
you were there
Chief
last time.
X yells, man.
We were talking,
Chief,
and he bounced, but he knows he can come anytime. You know, I don't have a problem talking with Chief X. You know what I'm
Chief
saying?
X, he gets angry when you don't agree with
Oh
him.
yeah. Well, okay, yeah.
It's just that
Yeah,
simple.
I think the last time, yeah, he was shouting. Is it the last time that he was shouting, and then eventually I put him off the panel? Probably was the last time. Yeah, but I don't know if you were there, Danny Williams. He was really shouting. I was like, man,
Well,
please don't shout.
no, wait. Y'all kind of, I was just trying to say that I like when brothers have proper discussions and stuff like that. Without, I wasn't trying to stir up anything. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
all, the
right.
pot is
Yeah,
already
yeah, yeah.
stirred. But I'm just trying to say, like, I like when it's a good discussion.
Oh,
You
you're
know what I
right.
mean?
You're right, Donnie. You're right.
Your views aren't my views all the time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But you still my brother at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean? I'm gonna
no, but
support
you
you
know,
and come.
and it's good. I
That's
agree
all I'm
with
trying
you.
to say. I just don't want
Yeah,
to get that confused.
yeah, and it's good also to hear people with opposing views, you know, discussing a subject matter. I think that the next time with Chief X, we'll have to establish how do you call it, a time frame, like a talking time. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time he talks and I say, okay, I want to interject, and he says, oh no, let me finish, and but yeah, he knows. Chief X knows, man. Chief X. I don't have a problem having a discussion with him. I know his stance. I don't agree. He doesn't agree with my stance, but not a problem. I mean, he said he would show us a pair, Tutankhamun. He struggled a little bit. The one he showed us, in my opinion, the color was faded away. But then again, if this person is a black man, and that's King Tut's grandfather, so King Tut is, Amenhotep III is black, but his grandson is not black, but we can talk about that. Yeah, no problem. So here, let's continue with this situation there.
I'm fine with that, but what I'm trying to say, brother, this book, there's 4 volumes, and he actually translates the text. He shows the how.
We read Metal Lecture. The book that you talk about. We gonna read
that I just talked about.
That's what I mean. The book that you talk about. We gonna read the text. We read Metal Lecture.
I'm fine with that. No, I want to tell you.
Just heard what some people said. Let's pull up the text because I don't have you. You ain't read it. You just heard what some people said about it. I can tell.
No, actually, this guy. No. I want to tell you this book that I just talked about.
That's what I mean. The book that you talk about. We gonna read the text. We read Metal Lecture.
I'm fine with that. But what I'm trying to say, brother, this book, there's 4 volumes, and he actually translates the text. He shows the hieroglyphic transcript, and he translates it. So he's not just making stuff up. He's going by what the texts say. And this text from different periods. There's many different texts.
I don't think he's making nothing up. I just was simply saying the way that you was understanding, explaining the understanding of the story makes me think out of all the primaries you went over, you might not have viewed that one. That's all I'm saying. Because
yeah, I agree with you. It's possible that one you're talking about, I might have not read it, but it's just like this decipherment of the hieroglyphic. It didn't happen just in one step. So with the Nubians, the Magi, there's different events. And actually, the Hyksos, the Beni Hassan, that's 1900 BC. You see, that's almost 2000 BC. But the situation with the Hyksos ruling the north, that will be, I would say, some might say between 1700 and 1500, or between 1500 and 1300. But basically, at the beginning of the 18th dynasty, that's where they were kicked out, So those people have been there for a long time, and obviously it appears that at one point they decided to take over. They just debowed the situation in the north.
Hey, Shaka. So when you say that the Hyksos took over, this is just a question why Smash is over here. We're setting things up. So how far down do you suppose that the Hyksos, when they took over, how far down would you say they took over?
The northern side, the delta, and the capital of the Hyksos is a place called Avaris. And the funny thing is that Avaris in French means greed, and their main deity was Set. So
yeah, correct.
Yeah. So yeah, they were ruling the north. They were not. Some people think that they were ruling all the country. And as a matter of fact, there's correspondence between the kings of I mean we could say Nubia, but
Thebes,
yes,
the Thebans.
Thebes. Yes, there's correspondence. Like like when I see you with song, like they were just literally writing, man. I'm gonna rip you. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, like I'm gonna rip your. I think he actually says something to the effect of "I'm gonna rip your belly apart" or something like that. But they were sending each other letters like, I'm gonna do this. It's like today, like Twitter, whatever. Like when I see you with song, they were really having conversations like that.
All right, so we got the chance to get to the bottom of peace. I see Mental Son in the building. I also see on Coma Jed in the building. What's up with y'all? Y'all want to get a word in before we step to this Kamos Stella?
Well, blessed love, man. I
just want to show because just earlier I ain't tripping off that, but he said no, I don't think you're ready, whatever. And here you heard he said the Kamos Stella, right? Now hold on. Do the solo layout, but
why would he even say that? I don't get that,
that's
man.
what people do, man. But here, you see, that's in French, but here.
Oh, you're also showing your house too.
Come again?
You're also showing your house too, Shaka. That was the new challenge.
Yeah, but Shaka, the problem with what he's saying is that when he says, I don't think you read it, he's literally suggesting you're lying. But so why would you suggest? What is it about you that he's ever learned, ever in any interaction with you? Where does he know you to ever lie about something or to make something up or to fabricate? It doesn't make any sense.
But
nobody knows you for that.
I didn't pay no mind to that. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't think you read it, Shaka. I don't think you read it.
It was focused on a particular argument, but it's going to get more interesting as we go on.
Inside, taking in the conversation.
I'm just here to
heal up everybody else.
Word up. Mental?
Yeah. I'm just trying to catch you whenever you're free at any point, casual. So I'm just peeping the knowledge for now.
It's all good. You got my line. Why you act like I'm hard to get at, bro? Hit me up.
Man, I've been trying to get at you for months.
I got the same number. I don't be Discording and all that. So just hit the number.
Find it though.
It's all good. All right, that's what's up. I got you. Yeah, but I mean, I got it. Well, since I probably need to step my game back up. I just got back on my Telegram because once I reset my computer, I updated my.
And for the record, it says Kamos Stele 2. So it's the second Kamos Stele. And what I've shown you, you can double check in French on Google Translate. Second, Stele de Kamos second. Basically, second is the same as in English. We just have an E at the end because it's a feminine word in French. But once again, okay. See here, second. Stele is stele, we just have the accent. Off, de means off, Kamosis, but it's okay, it's not a victory.
I still don't believe you read it. I still don't. Just because you have a book, don't mean you read it. Okay.
Well, I have
read it in front of my face. Read it in front of my face. God damn it! The whole 200, 300, 400 book pages of each volume.
That's okay. It's not really going to show, but that's page 16. I don't know if it's going to show, but my marker is way towards the end, like page 300. But it's okay. I'm not
you think you're better than everybody, Shaka?
My RAM and stuff. So some of them apps I'll be suspicious of them. Like they might be the reason why I'm having certain problems with my computer. And I just been eliminating a lot of those type of things. But yeah, I appreciate having y'all here, and let's build. So we were just talking about some letters that were intercepted by. I said they was intercepted by the Magi and brought back to Kamos. Now let's talk about it because we know they got various different groups of Nubians. but from reading the text with our eyes, or I'm not saying looking at, we looking at a translation of it that also provides us interlinear transcriptions. So then we could refer back to the Medu Neter without having the primary, also see what other scholars think about the text. And so this is about the time when he was trying to expel these Asiatics. You see what I'm saying? And get them up out of Kemet. And so during this correspondence on the stele, there's a story told about somebody intercepting a text. And so let's get to the text and see. First, I think we're going to recall that it ain't the king.
Actually, you know what? How can I do it? Okay, never mind. Because I could show the book, but I'm gonna do it this way because I don't want to take time plugging the viewer. So do this.
See what I'm talking about? I told y'all he ain't got that book. I told you.
Now. Earlier, Smash was saying, that it was the Nubians who intercepted the letter. But it's not a big deal, you know what I'm saying? But
did Tazariak have that book? No.
That's the second stela of Camosis. So you see, this is page 12 here. But just before, on page 9, it's talking about the end of the second intermediary period, and if you remember the PhD, she showed the attestation before that period and after that period. But towards the end, here, during the reign of avarice, some of Camos's men intercepted, you can even see that in French, the word is similar to the English, a messenger of Apopi. Now, Apopi, that's Apep, actually, Apep is a snake, like usually a evil snake. That's the one that attacks Ra in his bark. And we have depictions of Set protecting the bark of Ra, fighting off Apep. And one of these Hyksos ruler took the name Apep or Apophis, like they call it in Greek, so that's what I get. So they intercepted a messenger of Apophis, so that would be, one of the Hyksos ruler, what I'm saying, sent to incite the king of Kerma to attack. You see, attack here in French is similar to the English, and Haute Egypt is Upper Egypt, you see, and to take the Theban, you see, Theban is similar to English. Roi means king. Oneto is basically mean like, how do you say it in English? Like, one on one side and the other one on another side, So this is one of the Camos's men, what I'm saying, who intercepted, some of Camos's men who intercepted that letter sent. But anyway, just what is it?
King who intercept the text, some Nubians are some magi, and I'm saying this because,
and he's saying it again.
We recall that it ain't the king who intercept the text. Some Nubians are some magi, and I'm saying this because in this text, these are the ones he specifically called by name. Now, we ain't gonna read the whole.
Stone wrote, I blame Ankh. Smash stated Ankh taught him this Hyksos stuff. I've heard some of the other stream, and Ankh was going back and forth with Osam Ka, even though Osam Ka gave him props for bringing up something that he was unaware of, but Ankh was still a bit, agitated or whatever. Ankh mentioned that it's some information that he learned from Dr. Mario Beatty. But the problem is that sometimes people cap a bit too much. You know what I'm saying? It's good to discover new stuff, but got to be careful with the claims that we're making. But it's okay, so at this point, it's still a good convo.
And you know what, Doctor? You know, sometimes, you know, one thing that's happened, I think, through technology is that, you know, well, like my generation, I don't know about your generation, but my generation, it was only books. When you got a book, you had to read the whole book. And that's what you did. And you might read the whole book 10, 20 times. And, you know, as a kid, you would read a book twice, and then you would write a report, something like that. You know what I'm saying? As an adult, you might read a book enjoy a book 10 times at a minimum, right? But you read the whole book. This generation is this new thing about the internet where you don't have to read the whole book. You can miss a lot of context, and you can get certain bites and bits. And I think
you can search within the book.
Yeah, and I think that's where the scholarship goes wrong a lot of times, because there's nothing like reading the whole book yourself. There just never is. Even if you read the whole book yourself online, or you read the whole paperback yourself or whatever, but it's still nothing like reading the whole book. No one can read the whole book for you. You got to read the whole book yourself. That is, I mean, you don't have to. You could trust legitimate scholars on topics, but if you want to replace that, the only best thing is to read the book yourself. I mean, then you're going to get the whole context of what's going on, and you might have a more thorough understanding of what these few sentences you might want to copy and paste mean. You know, but yeah.
No, there's a bummer who smash overreacted and owes you an apology. Storm wrote an apology followed by a nice brotherly conversation would be great. And you know, I don't mind conversation, but you know, I have a question though. You know, we have signed it on tape, on record, defending the convicted child molester, Malachi York. So I want to know, does he have good character? Yes or no? You know, he can answer yes, he can answer no. I don't mind, but it has to be one of the two.
Yeah, conversation rules the nation.
Yeah, that's how you convince people. That's how you rally the troops. I'm in school probably she meant to write. We had objectives to know what is expected to be learned, then read and answer questions and summarize what you've learned. These ninjas skim and light up the YouTube. But you know, when he said that it was Nubians who intercepted, or Magi that intercepted the letter, did he make that up? Or is it written? I don't know. I'm not claiming, you know, I'm just asking.
Whole thing, but I'll provide it for everybody to read, just a quick link to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna start so we can get Howard start after I finish telling what they about to do, and I'll share it real quick. They call certain Nubians by name, the Magi, and they kind of like, okay, this is what's going on. And so we know the regions they are, and there are two spies that get caught by their patrol.
Shaka, can I interject?
And this letter is caught, and then they start reading.
Good brother, feel free.
Yeah, so in his book, he speaks of people having the Nahes name. Nahes, whatever, Pi something, or you know, whatever. It always had the Nahes in their name. So I just wanted to put that out there too.
But in his book, is he saying that it was on Nahes that intercepted the letter?
Don't quote me, but he does have a set. Do you have his book?
No, I don't have his book, but I have in this book I have the second Camus Stella with the translation and the transliteration as well as the glyphs.
Okay, well, I can't speak on it right now, but I'm just saying that he in chapter 10 of his book he does mention a lot of the Nahesiu have a lot of Nahes in front of their name. I just thought it was important to share.
Okay. But I think I will find the actual part where they mention the letter intercepted. But yeah, let me just continue playing that stuff here.
The contents of the letter. So instead of reading the whole Stella, we'll go into the portion of where they get caught, and we'll read how that part start going down to see exactly who's pinpointed as being in cahoots or what's interpolation or what's what. All right. And I'm just, again, trying to get to that part, but I'm going to provide the whole text for everybody to look over and form their own opinions. Because I'm just not pulling this out of nowhere.
Now, maybe the confusion came because at one point in the second Camus Stella, it does say that there's a group of Magi that was further ahead of them, of their fortified camp. And the author put IE as, damn, how you say éclaireur? Éclaireur.
Just say it.
Hold on. Is it the same in English?
Probably.
Éclaireur. Oh, damn. Wait, okay. Okay. Is it? Oh, it's not the bilingual dictionary. Something went wrong. There it is. So what's the translation in English? It's a simple word. It's just I don't know the. Well, scouting as a scout. Yeah, I didn't even know they use that term in military. A scout. You know, somebody basically is going to be ahead. You know, to give you the heads up. You know, so it does mention that. So maybe the confusion came because of that sentence. You know, but hold on. And later on, he says, he sent a powerful troop of Magi, you know. Okay, I'm going to play. When I find the part about the letter, you know, I mention it.
Where I'm kind of like pulling out of, it could say my ill-formed conclusions if y'all want to show me the error and the way that I'm seeing this. And so let's try to get to where they start talking about this. All right. And there it go, right here. So it's checkmate already. But you know how I do at any level of the research. So let's check it out. So this is when it start going down, and we're going to see how they talking about it. They translate. Well, I'll go back a page because I don't want it to be so uncertain to people what's going on at this point in the text. It says, there's no, so basically, all right, he dismembers these two countries to make them suffer, my country and yours. Now, this is Nessie, the Nubian, writing this after devastating them. I'm sure it was commissioned by whoever, but whatever. Come, drive north. Have no fear. Behold, he is here with me. There's no one who stands against you in this part of Egypt. Behold, I will not give him his way until you have arrived. Then we will divide the cities of this part. This is the letter of Egypt. And Nefer will be in full joy. Now let's peep gang. This is when the Pharaoh steps in to speak or whatever, as they have the cartouche before those parts. We know how that is, or whatever. But y'all can say I made that up or whatever, but this is simply a cartouche if we was looking at the primary preceding this parts. And it says, the mighty, gifted with life, who controls and eliminates the mistakes and abuses. Then it says, I have subdued the mountains, desert, and the beginning of the land and the river as well.
Now I have the actual quote, and he says, now this is the second Camus Stella, and he says, I captured his messenger before the oasis, and he was heading towards the south in direction of Kush, holding a written document. And then he says, I found in it the written transcriptions of the words coming from the sovereign of avarice. And then he goes on to say, User Ra, son of Ra, Apep or Ipepi, is greeting the son of the sovereign of Kush. And anyway, but so I don't know if Smash gonna read that, but it doesn't say that it was Magi's or Nubians who intercepted it, but that's just a detail, really.
I can't find a way to, you can't find a way to bring me down. I am not negligent. I do not neglect my army. Now, this is when it's about to start kicking in right here. I just had to read that so we could get the full context. And if you want a fuller context, just read the whole text. The face of the North inhabitants has not warped away. He was afraid of me when I still sailed north, before we would have fought, before I would have reached him. And as soon as he saw my glowing heart, he sent as far as Cush. He didn't ask the Magi, but he sent as far as Cush to ask for help, i.e. to help for himself. Now let's see what happened. But having captured them along the way, I did not let them reach their destination. So let's see what happened. Then I arranged for her to be brought back to him again, and I was left on the east side and left with the strength. Let's make sure this is the part about the letter, because I'm scanning through and want to make sure that this is the part about the letter before I get to reading all this shit, and then I have to skip through. Hold on. It go down in the same type of way, but they didn't say I intercepted the 2 spies with the letter on their way to.
Yeah, you found a part, Donnie. You're on mute though.
Yeah, your brains seem to think alike because I'm like.
No, I was just having fun with the Nehesi part in chapter 10.
I mean, but again, this is just reminding me of, okay, but maybe you could just read the whole book. You can just read the stuff. I mean, because it does get confusing when you try to dissect bits and pieces on the internet of things you miss a lot of context, you lose a lot of detail, and you can confuse yourself, and you might need to double check. But go ahead.
Yeah, you may need to double check. The funny thing is, he told me, he told me that he feels like I haven't read the stuff, and he wants to show the stuff.
Exactly.
Later, he doesn't find it. You know what I'm saying? So he sounds like he made that up, that he was it was a Magi or Nubians who intercepted the letter. But
it can be confusing. Maybe it's me who haven't read it. Oops, I don't know. What's going on?
Oh, we lost Danny Williams. Feel free to come back, brother. Let me continue with this thing here.
So maybe I was reading a different portion of the text, and you just need to allow me to pull it up. I'm gonna let somebody build while I look for this portion of the text.
And maybe we're talking about the same text ultimately, but can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, thank you. But maybe we're not talking about the same text, because the text I'm talking about is actually Hyksos ruler, an Asiatic ruler, who wrote to one of the ruler of Nubia, and told him, you just ally with me and let's go against Kemet. You see?
Yeah.
So yes.
There you go.
Indeed.
It's right here. Y'all see the screen? I just had to go back. Everything you're saying right now. Let's read it. I leave it empty with no people in it after I broke it up, their cities, and set didn't I just read this? And see, I told you it reads just the same, but it's just a little. And I set their places on fire, and they became red and barren in the hills because of the destruction they had caused in Egypt. Those who gave themselves to heed the cries of the Asiatic to serve them or to help them, they have forsaken the ruler. Now look, I intercepted a message from him. This is their ruler. From above, south of the oasis on the journey south to Cush. In a written letter, it says, I found in it, so there they are pinpointing Cush And it's going to simply say he going to get at Cush, not the Nubians. Watch this. I found in it, I mean, it says it right there, but we're going to keep going. I found in it the following writing by the hand of the ruler of a...
So here what happened is that he's reading himself, the text, and you can see I translated from French to English as I was reading that French book in real time. And, you know, it's about the same thing. Now, he's realizing that it doesn't say that it was Magi or Nubians that intercepted the letter. And now he's coming with another argument. He said, Cush, not Nubia. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to have a discussion about that. But let me go back so we can hear it.
I found in it, I mean, say he going to get at Cush, not the Nubians.
See, he said they're going to get at Cush, not the Nubians. So we're going to have a discussion about, you know, where is Cush and where is Nubia? And you're all going to hear it, you know, so.
Watch this. I found in it, I mean, it says it right there, but we're going to keep going. I found in it the following writing by the hand of the ruler of Avaris. Now look.
Cush, that's the Nubians, brother.
Pardon me?
Cush, you said Cush, not the Nubians. Cush, that's the Nubians.
No, you think Cush is the Nubians? You think Cush is Nubia?
Cush, yes, Cush is the area.
You think Kerma is Nubia?
I would say so, yes.
No, you're making an error. That's an error.
Probably.
So you notice he was getting a bit salty because he said something is not there. So he asked me, Cush and Nubia, and Cush is Nubia, and I tell him yes. He asked me the question several times. Then what does he do? Then he goes Kerma. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's all good.
Probably we can talk about it.
Because you know why? Because the people in the middle of Cush and Egypt intercepted the letter. And these are our Magi.
See, he's making that up, you know. He's making that up. The text doesn't say that, but it's okay.
And this whole Stella, this whole everything we writing is signed by who? A person who lets you know that he a Nubian by his name. The treasurer, Nessie. So he...
Oh, well, here he has a point. I must admit it. He has a point. He has a point. You know, if that's his name, then most likely he is a Nubian. You know, now if it's
man, don't give him no point, Shaka, man. Man.
We got to be fair. 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 He has a point. He has an argument here. You know, so maybe somebody needs to that.
No, but why be fair, man? Why be fair, man? Why be fair? What's this ain't got nothing to do with being fair.
So from that name, you know, we may conclude that the person who wrote was a Nubian. Now, whether it was a Magi or not doesn't make a big difference, you know, because Magi's, you know, people.
And besides, Shaka, you gotta understand, you're being fair with somebody that ain't from here. So think about it first.
I don't mind, man. You have to be fair with everybody, no matter where they are.
No, it ain't his people. And so he being clear in saying Cush, and then they're going to go back to say Magi on the same Stella to make the distinction of the error that Professor Manu Ampin illustrates about us never making the mistakes of thinking that Cushites are Nubians. But let's see.
We can look up Cush, like on Encyclopedia Britannica, and see what they say.
I'm pretty sure. Aren't you studying Egyptology in the school?
Yeah, but
hold on. You see, I told you, you was a bit salty, you know. So, ain't you studying Egyptology in the school?
I'm
Is
pretty
he
sure.
studying
Egyptology in the school?
I don't understand that. Is you studying Egyptology in the school?
It's a shot. It's a shot. It's so good. I ain't tripping over that.
Yeah, but
hold on. Let us finish the discourse real quick before you get it in, because I know they're never going to lead you to Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh, you sure?
Have they done that yet?
Well, they actually directed.
They haven't, bro. They haven't. Just keep it a buck.
Is not letting me answer. So basically, he's saying that schools will never direct you to Encyclopedia Britannica. You know, which I find strange as a statement.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because after all, he would have to admit He's wrong.
Hey, man, it's all
That
good,
can't
man.
happen.
Yeah.
No.
They
So
they
are you
they
saying that
told you
Britannica
if you look in Encyclopedia Britannica where you're studying Egyptology. No, because they got better sources.
directed to
And
people?
oh, I thought you. Oh, we couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you. You got the floor. My bad.
Oh, okay,
Your
okay.
phone
Well,
was breaking up.
oh, okay, I see. They direct us to people who are not even PhDs. You know, they direct us to websites of people who don't have any degrees in the field, but some of them are hosted on university. For example, Plutarch, the person who actually wrote or copied the text of Plutarch. I forgot the name of the university, but Osam Khan, he did that same program as me. He had the same professor that I have. But are you trying to say that Encyclopedia Britannica is not reliable?
Nah, I'm saying when you get so encyclopedias are for to give you a general.
Now, for the record, here it says Neshi, not Nehesi. So I want to go back. Now this timestamp is 148:10. I'm gonna type it so I don't lose it. 148.
He makes a habit of assuming and trying to assert that his assumptions are correct.
Yeah.
Instead of just asking. If you don't know, you don't know. You can also ask. If you haven't read something and you're reading it the first time or the second time and you haven't read all of it, you could also say that when you're reading it instead of reading it like you're well learned in it.
He put sorry to cut you off, brother, but he pulled a Jeremiah tree. He read that Nehesi, but you see, he says Neshi, not Nehesi. Now, for those who don't know, Nehesi is a term for some people that we will label as Nubians or, people from the South, you know what I'm saying? So here you see it's Neshi, Neshi, not Nehesi, but let's hear how he reads it. But sometimes you read quick, sometimes you read from memory. So, hold on. Oh, I put the volume down.
Clear and saying, so he by his name, the treasurer, Neshi. So,
well, actually, he read it Nessi, but, obviously he thought of Nehesi, but, just for the record, so I have to take back what I said earlier, he's a director of the seal or treasurer, as it is translated in English, Neshi. So how do we know it was a Magi or some Nubian that intercepted the letter? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go back to the timestamp, which was 148:10. 148:10.
To give you a general overview of a wide variety of subjects.
Yeah, but they're written by experts, though.
Yes, it's good, but that, of course. But those experts, like, they're not sitting in classes teaching encyclopedias. They teach you from more detailed sources.
Right now, the exercise of Smash is just to explain why we should not rely on Encyclopedia Britannica, which I find strange then, and still now. But, some people just want to be right and make points, so I'm like, okay, never mind.
With more highly updated information. You know what I'm saying? It's updated every semester.
Stop it, dog.
And so that is what
it's starting to sound cultish, pyramid schemish. Like it's like more updated. So who are the more updated people? Do you mean they not with Encyclopedia Britannica? They don't follow the updates.
Yeah,
no, it's me. It's me. Get it from me.
And we're talking about the online dictionary, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they used to do softwares. I actually have the software, Britannica 2012. When I used to make those videos.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I will mention it was the latest. Then they had 2013, and they stopped doing the CD, software because they figured, people copying and stuff like that. But now, they do the stuff online, so if it's online, it's very easy to update the information.
It's very updated. And, But you also got to be reasonable when you read it. Be reasonable now, just like when you read anything. It's like
But you know, it is what it is, man. Hold on, I have to charge my stuff. Okay, let me continue with that.
Why, if we want to look at, and I'm pretty sure Encyclopedia Britannica won't make that mistake. They'll probably.
It is acknowledged that the Nubians are a different ethnic group than the Kushite. You know.
Yeah.
Why not find out? Why not have a look and see what they say? Even if we don't agree with Encyclopedia Britannica, why not just have a look? Or if people propose another authority or another encyclopedia, you know, that's fine. But why not have a look and see what they say?
I don't mind that, but what we're currently doing is seeing what the
He knows that if we look on Encyclopedia Britannica, he's gonna say that, you know, Kushites are what we label Nubian. So it's like, yeah, I don't mind that, but you know, but it's all good at this point.
But you know what? I almost think, Shaka, you know, that if it wasn't someone that he considered an equal, at the very least, an equal, none of this shit would even be a problem. You know, to me, that's what I think this is about, because, you know, you can always dialogue with someone that you consider less than equal because you're the teacher. They're never they're rarely challenging you. I mean, sometimes a student can challenge you. That I'll get it twisted, but generally speaking, that's safe ground. You know, the challenge is when you're speaking to an equal or someone that possibly might be a little bit more. You know, I think that's where the challenge is, because this is just, some of this dialogue is just dumb, yo. It's just dumb. I don't know. I have to shut up because I know people take shit personal, but it's like, I don't mean it personally. And I hope nobody takes it that way. And I hope people hear me for the person I am. I'm just a 50-something, 3-year-old man, father, person who's a lover of history, has been that way since I was a teenager. That's decades, 3 decades apart now, over. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get it, man. I don't get where I see some arrogance here, man. That's like, I almost forgot this episode, Shaka. This is months ago. I forgot almost all about it, bro. But anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But you know, the next day he came up with the video. Hyksos are fake. They made that up. And sometimes, you know, people just want to be right. You know what I'm saying? They just want to be right. But there's a difference between a personal hypothesis, you know, or personal theory or stance and the actual facts. You know what I'm saying?
Say it. And in the middle of that, they telling you right here. But in the middle of that, we want to go see what the Encyclopedia Britannica says. But this is a first-hand account, and this is why we do philology, and look at that so we can form our own opinions of the view of the person who penned the text to see what he thought. And so his name means Nubia. And we all know that, Nessie.
So for those who are not sure, thinking that I came to conclusion, he just said his name is Nubia. You know, he thinks that it's Nehesi, but it's actually Neshi. It's not the same. No.
And he's writing when we sail to Cush. He know what Nehesi is. And in this text, he mentioned the Magi various times. So we can't.
The Magi's are mentioned indeed, you know, but, you know, we cannot, you know, do some Bob the Builder, you know, Lego construction that fits our narrative. But, you know, it's not a big deal at this point, you know.
And often we will look over what
arrows up.
Britannica says.
Arrows up, y'all. Arrows up, man. Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Kamasabi white man. Arrows up. Nah, all right, let me stop, man. It's morning time here.
Universities that speak on the matter. So it won't, this says, and then I'm gonna take you to some universities that speak on the matter. So they won't contradict each other, what we'll get is a more highly detailed point of view from the university material than we're going to get from the encyclopedia. So they'll go on and expound on the differences between Kush and Nubia. That's all I'm saying.
I'm fine with the university, but I was just asking about the Kush. What is actually Kush? Because we differ in opinion, which is fine because we never agree on everything. So I just wanted to have some opinions from the experts. So if you want to pull up some article from a university, I'm fine with that. As long as it's a university, that's reliable as far as I'm concerned. So you're free, my brother.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at this text right here. And even these scholars aren't making the mistake you're making. If anyone can look at the screen, but I'm just trying to look at the word that they pinpointed for that they say is Nubia here. Because they're going back and forth talking about the different places. And if we jumble them up and just say they're all one place, that is an error on our behalf. And so it says Ka Mes naked over here, and we see Ka Most the Mighty. They say who conquered the South, and in quotes they put Nubia here. So I'm saying when they say conquer the South, I wanted to see if he said Nehesi or if they just said Resi. So they said Resi here. Okay, so that's just the South, so that wouldn't give us no indication of the things we're looking for. But just for what for the record of what I'm showing you of what I read, do you see what they were saying, Ma?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah, I hear you. I only heard you when you said, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Pardon me. Your phone's going in and out right now. You might be driving.
But just to clarify even further, Smash.
Mm-hmm.
What he's saying, you know that the in scholarship and thing they do use Kush and Nubia interchangeably, but when you get down into more specific nuances of real fact, it have a distinction between the two groups. You know,
that's exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's
and so if you're going to get the encyclopedia view, they might do that. But if you get into the highly detailed, like if you go into Nubioology, they'll never make that mistake. You see? There's a field that specializes on just the region we call Nubia, and they'll never make the mistake of saying they was Kushites. Because these are the things we're trying to substantiate the true differences in these African cultures and not just jumbling up everything below Egypt and saying it was just all the same. But I mean, the text is telling us this too. Because when they want to talk about Kush, they talk about Kush in this style. And when they want to talk about Nubia and the people from there, they talk about them. They say Magi, and they're not talking about the Kushites. So this is when
that's not far fetched. I don't know what.
I was away from the computer, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the micro. Then there's the macro, and there's also who's doing the talking, who's doing the assigning, who's doing the identifying in every conversation. And so, yeah, I agree a lot with what he's saying there. I think he might be missing your point, but there's another aspect to this. There's a lot of these details that are still missing about numerous different groups that are under Nubians, that are under Egyptians, that are under, you see what I mean, that have yet to be discovered. There's a lot of different distinctions that's going to come out. So we don't need to discuss this like we know it all. We don't. We don't. There's still so much to be discovered. So that's why we need to be measured,
But that's why we should rely on the text, and then yeah, that's the best thing to rely on the text, the earliest text available, and then if other people are in contact with this population, then we can also look at outside text, outside of Kemet, outside of Nubia. Or
yeah, qualifying.
Yeah,
exactly.
You see, I don't know if people got it, but he talked about a place, and then he talked about people.
from there, they talk about them. They say Majah. They want to talk about Kush, they talk about Kush in this style. And when they want to talk about Nubia and the people from there, they talk about them. They say Majah.
Majai, but you know, it's okay. At this point, it's still cool. But Donnie Williams, can you tell us what he says in chapter 10 in his book? You know, I don't have the book, you know what I'm saying? You know, I have the hoodie, I have the Magi Archer hoodie, you know, but I don't have the book.
Magi, and they're not talking about the Kushites. So this is when
that's not far fetched. I don't know what's the pushback on this. I mean, we see this in all cultures. Like, even though they're phenotypically the same, they can have a little cultural differences that'll differentiate. In modern terms, just like you'll see, we're all African American, but you can use like something as simple as the Bloods and the Crips, and just use a color and differentiate that same, you know, the same people. So that's all they did. That's all they did. They border each other. One of them the Kushite tribe, one of them the Nubian tribe. It's just that simple. It's not nothing to really just, you know, have a pushback on, because you even see those territories, just like what is that? One of the first ones that they had cartoon, like when Egypt was first formed. What is the first state that they say Nubia was? It's a different name. So I wonder, could these names be coming in at different time periods as well?
Even they trying to tell you from the gate. Even the Encyclopedia Britannica is trying to tell you, but they don't know what. I mean, they ain't going in, but they saying what we saying. Let's look. Let's see. This is the source you wanted me to pull up. It says Kush, also spelled Kush.
Can you hear me?
You can't hear us, huh? You can't hear me, huh?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
See, you can't hear me, huh? Now, thanks, Bob. Feel free if you want to ask me something. You know, I do have something I want to ask Shaka. As long as all my kids said to, Dan, I would love to talk personally. Yeah, feel free. You know, like I said earlier, it's okay if you don't use your webcam. You know what I'm saying? You're a supporter. You know, so continue with that thing here.
I just wanted to make sure you could hear me.
Oh yeah,
I'm out the matrix now. So sorry, just go ahead. I missed like 5 minutes of what you guys were saying, but go ahead. I'm listening, brother.
So I just pulled up the Encyclopedia Britannica. It says regions and kingdoms of ancient Nubia, Africa, and then when you look at I just was reading a different thing because this is just at the start. Here it goes, the definition. Kush, also spelled Kush, they say the southern portion of the ancient region known as Nubia. So what does that say to you?
Make a mistake?
Yeah, you definitely made a mistake.
Now, earlier he said that I made a mistake. He said, you know what I'm saying? You know, those people, you know, they would definitely not make that mistake, you know, the specialists, the experts, stuff like that. So, you know, he read, you know, and we can see what he says, you know, because he was saying that it's not the same, you know. The Kush and Nubia is not the same. And here, I mean, I can even go back. Kush, region, and kingdoms in Nubia, Africa. And then he read.
Goes the definition. Kush, also spelled Kush, they say the southern portion of the ancient region known as Nubia. So what does that say to you?
Make a mistake?
Yeah, you definitely made a mistake.
And ask him, so did I make a mistake? And it's up to him to just keep it real. Say, no, he didn't make a mistake, but he still says I make a mistake. And
exactly. He got some Jedi mind trick shit, you know, right in front of people's face. No, the Magi mind trick.
Yeah, Magi mind trick. But then he's going to talk about Manuel Pim and talk about here one of his lectures and stuff like that, you know. But you know, hey, but then I'm like, hey, you know, I'm like, he's not keeping it 100 right now, you know.
It's weird, dude. It's right. It's right in plain sight too. That's the crazy thing. It's like, just, you know, I don't know if this is like talked down to people, like if people that are used to being talked down to actually go for shit like this. But I don't know, bro. It's like it's just right up there for anybody to see. You accept bullshit or you don't accept bullshit, you know. And it's just like I mean, I don't understand it, dog. I didn't know. Actually, Shaka, I forgot all about this whole episode. And I'm remembering it now. When I was watching it, I was like, "What's going on here?" Like, I didn't understand it. Like, I could feel and see that something wasn't right, but I could just not imagine that this is animosity from Smash. I couldn't imagine it that way. But now I see it clearly. Looking at it a second time, I see it, dude. This guy have animosity towards you for some reason, and it's sticking out so much he cannot see his own errors. He
Yeah,
can't
but
see them, bro.
other
And
people
he's
see.
labeling them your errors. He's labeling them. He's labeling them your errors on top of it, which is
Yeah,
like, damn, dog.
yeah.
You know.
It is what it is, man.
Had nothing to do with Nubia. They're not saying that Nubia never. But you see what I'm saying? The Kush. So we switched. They ain't telling you. I saying and you never. But you told us not to give you. Just, when you come, let's be
And
clear.
Shaka,
Pushback is. Let's got
you know what?
Nubia.
Again,
The
brother, you give people a long leash. You give people a long leash, dog. And again, it's biting. It always works. It always works to the detriment of the fool. You know what I'm saying? The detriment of they have a thing. It's like you do a race, you run a race, not always to win, because in a race, there's number one, number two, and three. They're all winners if they finish the race. But if you only think there's a number one spot, you will do anything. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and earlier when I thought he said Nahisi, I said, "Oh, I gotta give him that." He has a point there. He has an argument there. You know what I'm saying? Until I realized he doesn't say Nahisi, and people are seeing in real time. And let's stick to the text. You know what I'm saying? We cannot make stuff up.
Oh, here it goes, the definition. Kush, also spelled Kush, they say the southern portion of the ancient region known as Nubia. So what does that say
Did
to
I make
you?
a mistake?
Yeah, you definitely made a mistake.
Well, what's my mistake?
Because you said Kush is Nubia.
But that's what this encyclopedia says. That isn't it?
No, well, first of all, what they're trying to show you is what I told you we would get once we start looking at the more highly detailed information on the matter. I said, and we all discussed this. I said when we look at the inside, we just got through saying this, and then somebody said they don't even understand what the pushback is. Let's go over it again. Let's be clear, and let's be clear for the people who not following it. When you come to the inside.
Now, I asked him, did I make a mistake? He said, yeah, definitely. I said, what was my mistake? And now he's just freestyling.
He didn't say exactly. It's like it's you made a mistake by what? By what? Because somebody else don't understand their own labeling pushback. That's your own labeling pushback. It's like, it is like really like this team thing. I'm on your team. This is a side. You're not on this side, and somebody got to be right and somebody got to be wrong. But actually, it's not like that in reality. It's that the information is supposed to rise, and everybody's doing their part to make the information rise. If you're in a race, that takes over the information rising. It becomes more important to focus on who's winning, who's losing, who's right, and who's wrong. And it's like, yo, man, if you don't know, Nubia and Nubia and damn, I'm losing my mind now.
Kush.
And Kush, they have been interchanged. This is nothing new in conversation about it. Yeah, you have to look into specifics, but it could change from one context to the next, and it's no point in like trying to deny it or cover it up. But at the same time, the only way you're going to get through the detail of it is to just read the text as it is. It's just simple, man. Sometimes it's going to confuse people, I guess.
Hold on. Danny Williams, I don't know if you're joking, but because you wrote, honestly, Bama, you sound goddamn fool. Don't speak to me like that ever again. It makes I guess he meant to write, it makes me think you fake. Um, but Texas Bomber didn't say anything sideways towards you. Now here, I think she talks about her kids. You know, I have so many. When one leaves my room, the next one comes in, and so on and so on. It never fails. So I think it's a misunderstanding here. You know, but to me, I understand that she's talking about her kids. You know, because she's like, you know, like here, you see, the next time free Q&A, I do have something. Oh, I didn't even miss that. She said the next, you know, free talk Q&A. So she has something that she wants to ask me. As long as all her kids are settled down, and she would love to talk personally. So I think there's a misunderstanding, Danny Williams. You know. So let's continue here.
Yeah, they about to give you just a general overview. They won't even. You told us to come here. They don't even give us much. Oh, let's read much more than the sentence now. Oh, but now this ain't even Kush, so we switched to Nubia. Okay, and so, but you see what I'm saying? This ain't. They ain't telling you that Kush had his own kingdoms that had nothing to do with Nubia. They're not saying that Nubia never really had like a quote unquote king of Nubia or none of this. They're not just saying it was a desertous region that mean gold. These are the type of things that we get when we start.
What they talking about?
And you know, because you're researching it right now, so I don't understand.
But you know, Smash, I think there's a misunderstanding between us. Gold, noob, the root or etymology of the term Nubia, yeah, the gold is the meaning. But I was talking about, when I say, you know, Kush, isn't it Nubia? I was talking about the geographic location. You know, that's what I meant.
But it really ain't, though. None of the things that we call Kush is in the area we call Nubia. Let's look at the map.
And here on the screen, it has Kush, also spelled Kush with a C. No, first it's spelled with a K for those who are not in front of the screen. The southern portion of the ancient region known as Nubia.
Yes.
So I said geographic location. A geographic location is a region. He's just denying the facts from the encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying?
And what? It's crazy, dude. It's like what? He's not even listening to what you're saying. He's got a point to make. And that's like
exactly.
What the fuck is this about? Like what? He's not even dialoguing with you anymore, man.
Yeah, he wants to prove his point. And you know the funny things are earlier when you put Kush, you know, when you put an entry on Britannica and even other encyclopedias, you know, you have quote unquote the subtitle, you know. Right from the beginning, he says, you know, region and Nubia, whatever, but then he's going and say, oh, here we have the definition. You know, even before we have what he calls the definition, is still what's written at the top. But Donnie Williams said, you know, if that's the case, I apologize, Bama. Yeah, it was obviously a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding, you know. So I'm glad that, you know, it doesn't get out of hand, you know what I'm saying? And in writing, a lot of time, yeah, there's misunderstanding, you know, sometimes verbally, but in writing, it's easy. Even when, yeah, but anyway, let's continue.
We just got the known map up. All right.
Because in the Mother Nature we don't have the term Nubia, you see. So
it's Ta-Nehisi. It's Ta-Nehisi.
Yeah, but it's still not Nubia. So Nubia is a modern term that we use.
Yeah, but we know we just use a modern term.
Listen to this, Shaka. Just stop. He's not letting you make a sentence complete. He doesn't even know what you're about to say. It's crazy.
It is what it is, man. But still, I wasn't tripping of it, and I think soon you're gonna hear me say, you know, I'm not trying to. I wasn't trying to challenge you, know, because I could sense the tension. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Ta-Nehisi, if you want to say that, what does that change? It's Ta-Nehisi. The map. We just got the known map up. All right.
Because in the Mother Nature we don't have the term Nubia. You see? So
it's Ta-Nehisi. It's Ta-Nehisi.
Yeah, but it's still not Nubia. So Nubia is a modern term that we use.
Yeah, but we know we're just using a modern term. So let's just say Ta-Nehisi, if you want to say that. What does that change?
Well, I mean, I think once again there was a misunderstanding between us. What I was trying to say is that Kush, I think Kush is the area that we call Nubia today. Maybe not all of it, but parts of it.
Well, let's say Merowe, where the capital was.
Maybe we can digress on that because I'm driving, so I will not be able to pull other sources.
Well, that's cool, but we
stuff.
should. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a good conversation.
But if I make a mistake, I have no problem admitting it. You know, I've made mistakes in the past, and you know, it's all good. But I was really dealing with a geographic location. That's all. You know, because I know some people. You know, if they hear, okay, we're talking about Nubia, some people feel like, oh, we're making a separation between black populations.
No, they were really different tribes. They were really different tribes.
Yeah, so I'm not focusing on the people. I was just focusing on the actual area. Yeah, that's what I was focusing on. But it looks like, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
I wanted to say that also, as well as different tribes, it have within the chronology, the geographic location of the kingdom move as well. You know, because prior, like originally it was Napata, and then after a while, when Samtic attacked, they end up move it down to Meru.
So let's go over all three of those. We got Napata.
Yeah, I agree with what the brother just said. You know, because Egypt took. Sorry to cut you off, Smash. Egypt took more.
So yeah, we got Napata, we got Merowe, and we got Kerma. And actually, of the three, it was Kerma. If I'm not correct, that what goes back to like 8,000 BC archaeologically. In the work of Manu Ampin and others, we could see that research. And so the Kerma culture, that and Nubian culture would have had to have interlapped. But let's just look at the geography of what we're talking about. Because just saying this is Nubia is crazy. We're going way down here now.
Well, Smash, you know, I have a proposition. Feel free to send an email to Manu Mpim and asking, Manu Mpim, do you consider that Kush was Nubia? And let's see what he says.
Oh, he got whole videos telling us not to make that mistake. Let's ask him right now on YouTube.
Man, y'all out of control.
Look, he want to ask Manu Mpim. Let's ask him on the YouTube. And y'all see the screen, Manu?
Let me give you a suggestion. You see, when you're pulling up the geographical things and whatnot, best thing you could use is Google Earth or one of them things, you know, because just get the whole topography. You get the a physical 3D kind of landscape, everything one time. You know?
First of all, I think the name of the video says a lot, right? But if we want to listen to it, Manu Ampin, Ancient Kush and Nubia under threat. But if they the same thing, then let's see if that's how he tells us. Manu, if you know Manu Ampin teachings, bro, Manu Ampin from Oakland, bro, you messing up. Manu Ampin to tell you never, ever, ever mistake Nubians for Kushites.
Teaches history.
Yeah, but mind you, here you're talking about people. And I'm talking about locations, geographic locations.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He was the one doing. Yeah, let's go to his website. He was the one doing the.
It's not the same thing. And, you know, this is the thing about it. You know, I don't understand anybody, people and location. He does this generalizing. He does it, but he picks and chooses when it's okay to do it and when it's not, right? It's kind of like got to fit his narrative for it to work, you know, or he doesn't understand it all of a sudden, the generalization. But and then he points out, this guy's from Oakland, like that make a goddamn difference. It doesn't make no fucking difference.
Maybe it's like, you know, maybe he's trying to.
Is this guy from Egypt?
Him, you know, like
is this guy from Nubia? Yeah, is he from Nubia? Is he from Kush? Is he? No, he's from Oakland. So you know, and you never make that mistake with an Oakland dude. You know, it's like what the fuck, dude? Like I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
You know, first he had a point to prove, and because he made a slight, you know, a little mistake. Then he has to find a mistake on my part, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna find out, you know, we're gonna find out what's gonna happen.
Yo, but this is going on for like a half an hour now, still digging to find that point. You know, it's like I'm just like even more than a half an hour. It's like it's a damn hour. It's like what man. Anyway, yo, you gonna go on with this? Cause
yeah, if you gotta go to sleep, I understand it's early. I just want to, you know, get
I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna listen, man. You do your thing.
Because we're reaching the end of our discourse anyway, you know.
Kermit
Okay.
excavations. And was telling us about the difference of the people and everything we're talking about. See what it started. We got to keep in mind that we started by talking about these letters that were intercepted, right?
True.
You remember? And that was intercepted. True. I said no, they wasn't intercepted by no Nubians. They was going to hook up. I mean, they was going to hook up with Kushites.
Nah, he said no, they were not intercepted by Nubians. Is that what he said? I remember he said that it was intercepted by Magi, but if you want to say that Magi, I mean, he said either Magi or Nubians, but if you want to argue that the Magi are not Nubians, but anyway, it's not a big deal.
True.
You remember? And that was intercepted. True. I said no, they wasn't intercepted by no Nubians. They was going to hook up. I mean, they was going to hook up with Kushites, not Nubians. Remember? Yes. And so now we got to show the difference between the tribes and the geography, not just to argue, but so that the people can have some content so that they can say, okay, well, if this letter was going south, it could have either went to the Nubians or the Kushites, and those are two different tribes. In mingling them up, people won't ever get to that conclusion.
I'm definitely glad to be here.
Now, Smash, you know, Aswan, right?
Go ahead, you Bennett.
I'm just laughing at this, man. I don't know where to stop, dog. I don't know where to stop. There's so many ways you can go with this, man. I'm just like, what the, you know? It ain't us, Nick. We ain't all the same now. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah.
Once again, that was the day before he came up with his video. Hyksos are fake, they make that up. And I responded to that video, you know. I did not cuss him out, did not call him names. You know, the title was very kind, a gift to Smash Rockwell. Hyksos are real, they didn't make that up. You know, nothing disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, he felt challenged, you know, so hey, he came up the way he came out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So is Aswan in Nubia?
Aswan is in what they call Egyptian Nubia.
But there you go.
But see, this is why they got two parts of Nubia. You want to know why?
We agreeing actually, you know.
Yeah. Aswan isn't, but I'm gonna put some stuff on the screen for us. Aswan is what UNESCO calls, and I'm not making these terms up. This is UNESCO or UNESCO, whatever terminology they call Aswan Egyptian Nubia, and then when we go below that or what have you, they start calling it Sudanese Nubia. And so since we see Nubia stretching over two countries, we already see that it was understood. And
you know what's funny is that
here he goes again. Here he goes again.
Nubia, but you know, you have Egyptian Nubia, Sudanese Nubia, but the region is still Nubia. The region, you know what I'm saying, encompasses two different countries as we know today, you know what I'm saying? But then I'm like, I'm being cool with him. I say, hey, we agreeing.
No, but you say we agree, and then it's like he don't think you agree. He's like, no, but let me go on, because when they saying this, it's like, and then he's still saying the same damn thing. It's like, yo, dude, what is this thing about? Where is this coming from? I don't get it. And you know what? Let's all be the first to say, in history, with Egypt, none of you motherfuckers know everything. None of you are that good. And why is that? Because you're not Superman. Because it's still being in the process of being discovered. Brother, take it easy. You know, it's crazy, man. I'm just like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You will never be 100% right about this, because there's more information coming through every day, brother. So much has been lost. That's why it's called history. That's part of the history of that region. You know, it's just too much of this bullshit, man. Anyway, I got to stop, dude. I'm sorry.
It's okay, no problem. Yeah, it's going to be finished soon.
It's still being understood more like a region. Like I often say, the Mojave Desert, some of it's in California, some of it's in Arizona. But you know, we could say gold is heat in this analogy. If there's a lot of heat in the Mojave, there's a lot of gold in Nubia. And so, but the people...
I agree with you, Smash. It's a region, indeed. I agree with you. And there's part of Egypt, the southern part, and also this part of what we call Sudan today. So I think we are in agreement actually.
Yeah, I don't think we disagree. We was just nailing out certain particulars for people. I just was more or less trying to make sure we wasn't saying that Nubians is Kushites, even though they are Southern, people from the South, the same way Egyptians and.
Here we go again.
Yeah,
Here we go again. He just won't stop. He just, yo, brother, how about this? Nubians ain't Kushites, but sometimes they are. How about that? How about they overlap too? I mean, what is this, dude? He took out it's something he doesn't get about humans and how humans group together and how they interact with each other and how, it's like the nuances matter. And there's numerous nuances, but then there's also the macro in communicating about these individuals and these groups. I don't get why he complicating this. I don't get it, man.
Because he wants to defend his point. He wants to be right. If he made a slight mistake, he said that I made a mistake. And when we look up at the encyclopedia, it was more towards what I was saying. So I guess he feels like he has to find fault in my statements. But it's like it wasn't even necessary. But I think the ego played a big part. I don't know if some people are gaslighting him in the chat or something. Like, I don't know if somebody say, hey, you ain't gonna let Frenchie do you like that. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nubians attested against each other because of cultural differences. Nubians and Kushites did it too.
That blackology over there. They,
it's getting too black. Now you're looking at Manu Anthem.
Black for some people.
He work at a school right now, right in the Bay. I can go pull up on him tomorrow and see what he said about Nubia. It's gonna be funny. Let's see if he in class.
See, Donnie Williams wrote, my range gonna be gone, but it's okay. I ride with the truth. They know that about me. F a range. So okay, so Donnie Williams, if I understand correctly, he's a moderator on Smash Channel. Well, I hope they ain't gonna, that he's not gonna remove your range just because your range, sorry, because you in here, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we'll see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, but let's hope it doesn't happen.
Tomorrow, huh?
Smash, there's a nuance. However, if we want to talk about, the whether or not the Kushites are Nubians, because Nubians is not a term that we will have in the Meduneche, you see?
All right, so if the Kushites are Ta-Nehisi.
Okay, yeah.
Or
because,
Nehesi.
Kushites, I'm not sure what the equivalent will be in the Meduneche, but we have Kash, which is what we call Kush. So we have that area attested in the text, you see? So
I did the research. I can go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah,
but this is what you ain't gonna find. I'm gonna just say real quick. And you could do research and go on a little trip to find this. But you can save your time. Find a Nubian tribe called Kushite. You see what I mean? Like they when they talking about Kush,
right here,
they say Kush. Well, we got
why didn't he just say, I want to debate this topic with Shaka and Dugu Kemet? Because see, now he's using, what you ain't going to do is find. It's like, yo, dude, he doesn't see that those are like, if he has a whole concept about what something is, right? And he sees you as a person that has knowledge on this that could be challenging him. Why wouldn't you just call a debate on a topic, this topic?
But we were having the discussion. It wasn't really a debate like that, but we were kind of debating over the issue. But you notice how he was looking in that website,
No, he's using debate language, brother. He's using what you ain't going to do is fine. Now he's moving to another level here. That's what I'm saying. That's like,
I don't, but soon, like I told people, I remember the convo, and I know that I will tell him at one point, I wasn't like challenging you, you know what I'm saying? Because like first he was talking about the lecture. He pulled up the lecture, and I guess from the title, he figured, I ain't gonna find what I'm looking for. And now he's going through the website. So I mean, at this point, and I was driving. I don't know if I was paying much attention to the actual screen or the phone at that time. I was probably more looking at the GPS, you know what I'm saying? Because I use a GPS, you know, regardless if I know the way or not, because, you know, they're more accurate, you know, when there's traffic. But anyway, yeah, man, I was like, you know, I could sense some tension, you know what I'm saying? So eventually I would tell him, man, I wasn't like challenging you.
Got these tribes from Nubia. We got the Mijah, we got Yam, we got Wawat, we got all of these tribes. They call them by name because they putting the Hesse behind it. So all you got to do is find them putting Kush behind it.
Yes, but my point, and I might be wrong, is that all those tribes that you name, they are from the area that we call Nubia.
They called it Ta-Nehisi. So what's the difference?
Well, yeah, they call him Ta-Nehisi, but you hear me out. I said that's the area that we call Nubia.
So what? I don't get it. We don't disagree on that. What's that mean?
No, we don't disagree. We don't disagree. But I only intervene, and you know, I don't want people to be tired.
I just don't get what that mean. No, what did that mean? That's the area we call Nubia.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He's contradicting himself, dude. He doesn't get that. He doesn't get it. I don't understand.
He wants to find a fault. He wants to find a fault. You know, earlier I said you're a mistake, blah blah blah, and you know, at this point, man. But anyway,
it's about who is doing the labeling. Are you doing the labeling of yourself, or is this the language of someone else doing the labeling about you? And that's an important distinction. Neither one is incorrect because they both give context to what's being said. And now all of a sudden he don't understand this. It's like, I'm like, what is this? But one thing, I tell you what, Shaka, one thing you ain't gonna do is be speaking for these people. These people. Yo, dog. I'm sorry. One thing you ain't gonna do is be speaking for the Nubians or speaking for the Kushites or because guess what, brother? That's the one thing you can't do in reality. So we all have to be reasonable when we use these terms that we don't know. We are also labelers ourselves in this matter. We're labelers. You know, and we got to keep that in mind. It's not just that the Egyptians labeled some Nubians. It's not that the Nubians labeled some Kemites. It's not that the Kushites did. It's not that they didn't label themselves. But now we're also in another era of labeling because guess what? There's groups of people that are directly related to them tribally that still exist in that region too. What about them, dude?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like there's so much more into the micro that the brother can even go. You see what I mean? And it's like, I just don't get why he's getting stuck up on this thing with you, dude. It's like, you will never, if you're not there, not in that region, not one of those people, you will never label it as better as they could. Because they could tell you so many more things that you never heard in your life. I mean, I don't know, man. It's called anthropology. You got to go there to do it.
But yeah, that's why it's best to rely on the text. And but yeah, you have some people who descend from, you know, these individuals, and there's some correlation with languages. And Brother Netanel, who is studying linguistics at the university, he's been working with Dr. Nasi Sati.
And you know what, Shaka? There's also local folklore, local histories that people have verbally that they carry down from generation to generation. You know, it's like there's so much, man, in anthropology that you know, that is learned that we can have respect for too. And it's just like I don't get it, man. We can't. There's no need to go to absolutes. It's better to be conservative with this, you know. But
here it's like, you know, at this point, you know, I think it's the ego that's taking over the conversation, like, you know, and hey.
And you know, I don't want people to be tired.
I just don't get what that means. No, what did that mean that that's the area we call Nubia?
Because you see, the only reason why I talked about, because you said, and you repeated it, like you said, these were, I think you said these were Kushites, not Nubians, or something like that, right?
Yes.
Yes. So because you said that, I interjected and saying that, actually, that's the same area. That's Nubia. But anyway, I think we.
Oh no, you saying that's Nubia, but no, Kush is down further. So let's just say we in the stance.
So it's doing the same thing because we read Encyclopedia Britannica. We looked at Kush. You know what I'm saying? It says that Kush is a region, in Nubia, but it's all good.
I'm giving Kush the
Shaka,
heartland of Kush as we see
it ain't all good. It ain't all good. And this is not personal, but it's not all good in terms of saying that you want honest conversation about these things. Then it's not all good. You see what I mean? So if he wants honest conversation about these topics from people that are lovers of history, that are committed to learning, and you wake up every day to read about these histories, if you want that conversation, you got to drop the ego. And you also need to respect people when you communicate with them, because you could be kicking yourself in your own ass. And that's something every man got to learn for himself. And sometimes you only learn it from a boot.
From a what?
From a boot. A book, a boot, okay. From kicking yourself in your own ass, kicking yourself in your own ass. It's like
like some people may say, like, put your foot in your mouth. I think, but I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's really a learning experience, and I guess it's always better to learn, mistakes from others, but sometimes we learn from our own mistakes, and then he can learn from this. You know what I'm saying? We're making a point, and it's but that's the ego. To me, that's the ego. And probably if I was if I was not from my geographic area, if I was not from this region of the world, probably the discourse would not have been the way it was. But I suspect that, me saying a thing or two about Butler Reggie, Butler Reggie is probably in people's ears, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. I cannot guess, but I wouldn't be surprised at all.
On the screen would start below the second cataract, just for some detail in our conversation. You feel me? And the areas between the second cataract, I would propose from the second cataract to all the way well up into Egyptian Nubia is what is the region called Nubia. You know what I'm saying? Now, indeed, there was an area where there was no Cushites and no Egyptians, and only the people of Nubia in that area. But the people from down south, when they came up, they wasn't friendly with the Nubians either.
And here you see, this is a tour by Manu Mpim. He was looking for something.
Yo, are you friendly with the people across the street from you all the time? Like,
but check this out, bro. Now, personally escorted by Professor Manu Mpim, this 10-day tour to Sudan is an area considered the heartland of ancient Kush, which was one of the greatest civilizations of antiquity. The tour includes visiting museums, various archaeological sites, spending a day with local Nubian villagers. So if it's Nubian villagers, isn't it in the area that we call Nubia? You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
exactly.
Yo,
but he's I don't know. Let me just shut up. Let me just shut up, bro.
Nubian people, the Nubian might come from the Noba people. Noba.
Possibly. But we have to look that up, with the linguists and all that. But we're going to get a lot of clarity because we are familiar with the text. And it's just that there's just so much text to go through. And, we only have one lifetime. But that's good bill, that's good bill.
Yeah, I wasn't even earlier when you had corrected me on the thing about Benny Hassan. I wasn't necessarily, all I was trying to see was the actual word A'amu on the text next to Hike Stokes, so that we could say definitively that these is Canaanites. Because when I looked at it, all I could see was Hikakasut, and I never seen A'amu. That's what I was getting at earlier.
Yeah, I heard, I understood you then, and that's why I was, explaining to the people that Hyksos actually, according to Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica, and according to the British Museum, those people are of Palestinian descent, and I'm pretty sure that many different scholars say the same thing as well. I mean, I have a few.
Yeah, I don't know. I know disagreements there. What we started to research was whether it was other people called that or not, but we just got off track. You remember?
So Shaka. So what does it mean if they're from Palestinian descent? What does that mean?
Well, it means that we can identify the area where they came from, and I think it's quite significant because when we look at Palestine or Canaan, that will be the area where the Judaism or the text that gave us Judaism come from. And we come to find out that they spent so long in Egypt. They were there since at least 1900 BC. So that's quite interesting. But a lot of times when we're having our discussion, we kind of focused more on Greece and Rome than these actual people, and that leads us, for example, to the Hezekiah seal. I'm sure you've seen it, right, Pana speaking, James?
Yes, I've seen it.
So here we have.
And here, for the record, is looking for something, you know what I'm saying? But here, ancient Sudan. The Sudan is the ancient land of the Kushite and Nubian civilizations. And I think it's going to bring that up, actually.
8th century BC, we have a king of Judea called Hezekiah, who happened to be mentioned in the Bible. And his royal seal has 2 unks and a winged sun disk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some damn.
All right, I'm just reading some Manu Ampin work where he consistently over and over keep on separating Kushites and Nubians. Y'all see the screen? It says the Sudan is the ancient land of the Kushite and Nubian civilizations, and the Black African builders of these civilizations are unmistakable. When the original Arabs arrived in the area 7th century CE, they called it Bilal al-Sudan, Arab for the land of the blacks. The ancient Sudanese Kushites and Nubians had Africoid facial features, so they both had those features, meaning that he sees them as
he
2 different groups. Yeah.
I'm not sure if he differentiates them.
No, he's putting them in 2. He's saying that they're both of African.
That's like saying Nubians and Egyptians. Now, we're not saying he differentiates, saying they're not Africans, but why would, if he thought they was the same, why would he be saying 2 of them?
One of them might wear leopard skins, and one of them might wear something else. Shock, it's not a big deal.
But I'll get the direct quote. I'm not making it up. Like, for his stance is that they are different, and if we could spend the time, we could find him saying it on YouTube. And so I'm not just saying that that's his stance. I'll try to get a quote from him on that if we can't find it right now.
Can you read the first sentence again, Smash? Because he said Kushite and Nubian civilization, right?
Yeah.
So in a sense, I think what he said there and us, I think we were all in agreement. I mean, I didn't know that just me interjecting would lead to all this talk, but I wasn't trying to challenge you or
no, we don't got nothing to talk about, bro.
It's them who's interpreting what you're saying in a complete and total different. It's like, how do they derive from what you said with what they say? I don't get that. And even from reading the text, again, the text, it just clearly, they keep going back to the same thing, clearly exposing the same issue. Nobody is, I'm sorry, man. I'm just like, this is hard-headed. This is like, it's something else going on here outside of reading the text, bro.
There's something else, I don't know if it's ego competition. It probably clicks, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I guess at one point, you get so much knowledge, and if you start sharing the knowledge, maybe people feel some type of way. And, I have my platform at the end of the day. I mean, I got disrespected by people over there, and it's like he was brushed off like it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? When I have guests here, I don't have people disrespect them in the chat, you know what I'm saying? And if my guest bring that up, I will deal with that. I ain't gonna be like, oh, no, that ain't cool. But all these little things, over time, then you realize, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the Cree Snakes dude, you know what I'm saying? He's capping for Garfield, you know what I'm saying? Then you have the 5% dude, And I said, hey, you were Dagger Squad. No, he wasn't Dagger Squad. And the guy says, I was a founding member. And then he's still trying to talk, you know what I'm saying? So, you have this stuff like that, but eventually you have a situation that makes it even clearer, you know what I'm saying? But
It's almost like now they're trying to say that it's them who was saying what you were saying. It's like they flipped it all around, dog. Like,
I don't know. But for the record, people may not catch it, but that's when I said I wasn't trying to challenge you. Hold on.
And us, I think so. So in a sense, I think what he said there and us, I think we were all in agreement. I mean, I didn't know that just me interjecting will lead to all this stuff, but I wasn't trying to challenge you or
no, we don't
like
got
that,
nothing
bro.
to talk about, bro. We just chilling. Like I'm just up on the late night. It ain't really no topic for this research.
Yeah, to me, it's more like a nervous laugh, like we're just chilling. It didn't sound like we were just chilling. It sounded like he was looking for a fault. But hey, the next day he came up with.
There was some contention there.
Oh, dude thought he recommended y'all to this work right here on the hike ups, but this ain't even the work.
He's really showing something, and he's saying this ain't even the work. Is this what I shared, brothers and sisters?
I'm gonna deal with Monique though, and you on those.
That's the lady. That's the PhD. But you have the title of the article. I don't know if that's the article in writing. You know what I'm saying? It's on academia. It's on JSTOR. But anyway, and you know what? The article that I shared is actually there's a whole dissertation about it. She wrote a dissertation about the Hyksos, for the record.
Nice is white by showing this, but that don't really work. I don't agree.
You don't agree? All right. So what?
First of all, people love to be trying to be on that Canaanites is white by showing this, but that don't really work.
What? So now Smash is going to argue that maybe the Canaanites were black? Let's hear it again.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying.
Candelora. Now, on this text, this is the same Benny Hassan we've shown. And Benny Hassan is hella deep down in the South, first of all.
So what?
People love to be trying to be on that Canaanites is white by showing this, but that don't really work. I don't agree.
Hey, I'm going to listen from now on, man. Well, for those who wonder, I'll show many depictions of these Asiatics Amu. Now, of course, we don't have so many attestation of Heka Hasut available, but you have a listing from that lady's work. But yeah, as a general term for Asiatics was Amu. They were Setitiu. There's a few terms, you know what I'm saying? But no matter where those Asiatics came from, even the Libyans, they had a similar phenotype. So if he wants to argue against the claim that the Canaanites were white skin, and when I say white skin, don't expect somebody from Denmark or Sweden, all right? Okay? You can see I have a time to be white skin, like in Italy, like in Spain. I have white skinned people in Asia, in Saudi Arabia, in Canaan. But if he's trying to argue that the Canaanites were black, he used the term Canaanites, didn't he? Or did he use the term Hyksos?
In the South, first of all. People love to be trying to be on that Canaanites is white by showing this, but that don't really work.
All right, he said Canaanites. If he wants to argue that the Canaanites are black, then let him do the demonstration, because I have quite a fair bit of artifacts showing Canaanites. I have shown that over the years, Akasha 254 wrote, Smash thought he was talking some deep scholarship. Garfield been lying to him that he is a scholar. And you know what, brothers and sisters? At some point when we're dealing with the records, with the data, it doesn't really matter too much if a person is a scholar or not. See, if the artifact or record is in a language that we can read, then we can go over it. You know what I'm saying? It's very helpful when we have text, But then if we're talking about people's ethnicity or phenotype, ethnic group, and so on, not to say race, because I hear it doesn't exist anymore now. Then we can just see clearly what they look like, because we're dealing with originals. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's not too much to point. What the most important is the argument, and if you have data, if you have records as close to the time period that you are dealing with, then that's great. But when you talk with the Hebrew Israelites, what I'm saying, what artifacts do they show? Just open their Bibles, Ham and Canaan, and son of Canaan, and Nimrod, and you kidding me, bro? But anyway,
I don't agree. I don't think that they was just like all pale skinned people. I ain't saying they was black. They look like.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, man. It doesn't matter what you agree or you just think. I think is not scholarship. Now, if you present something and you say, okay, based on this, I think so and so, but it's just we woke up in the morning, well, I don't think. It looks like he's just trying to go against everything that I say. I've Kwame Mentu Hotep wrote, Abibi Fahodi, your brother, and P. Bennett says, this is too funny. I don't agree, man. I don't agree.
They look down. You go to the Levant, do
we be capping for the Hebrew Israelites?
That look like white people? I'm talking about not the invaders who took the place. I'm talking about the people who was originally in Palestine area.
Well, show it then. Oh my goodness, Smash. Dang. What happened to you, man?
I'm not talking about Khazars and Ashkenaz. We know.
He's just using so many terms, trying to act like he's deep with it. You know what I'm saying? We know what Canaanite is, man. We know what Canaanites are. We heard about the Khazars and the Ashkenazi. That's in the same area, is it? and a lot of people are misinformed. So they hear people, you know what I'm saying, Gish galloping, doing some, like Butler Reggie says, mumbo jumbo. They talk. They don't present anything. They talk. Or they may present something and basically mislabel, misrepresent, or freestyle over what they are showing. Remember Lord Abba when I asked him, can you show me some black Canaanites? Wasn't it funny? Same thing when I asked him to show some black Moorish ruler. It was hilarious at the end, man. And those guys been teaching for 20, 30 years or something.
Where they came from. And Ashkenaz. We know where they came from. But, I mean, they look about like this. But my point is, first of all, they say how many people was up there. And in the beginning, they say Hika Kasu in front of the leader, in front of the ruler. And everybody messed that up. But Wiki don't. But the dude used Wiki and left all.
He's saying that Wiki didn't mess that up, but earlier he's saying that I wasn't doing some Wiki and Britannica scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's just all over the place. You notice he was talking and then so okay, well, my point is he realized that he was talking and maybe in the chat people were like, man, hey, what's your point? I don't know, but that's a problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Just take time, think about the stuff. And then Butler Reggie did the same thing. I was on hold for 40 minutes. Butler Reggie's trying to refute me and then say, I need to do more research. Brothers and sisters, don't do this to yourself live on air, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not sure about what you're dealing with, take time, you know what I'm saying? Get some documentation and then holler back. But I think some people pressured him, like, man, look at Frenchy, man. He talked about you. You have to do something.
This out. So let me show y'all. This say what I say. Hike Soaks, Egyptological pronunciation, Hikakasu.
So I was the one doing, some Wikipedia scholarship. Now it's cool with Wikipedia now, isn't it?
Rulers of foreign lands is a term which in modern Egyptology designate the kings. Why didn't he read this?
So the kings, is that one ruler? And what does he say next? Kings of the 15th dynasty of Egypt. Kings of a dynasty. Dynasty is not one people. And what does he say? flourish. FL stands for flourish, if I'm not mistaken. C dot stands for circa, which means around 1650 to 1550 BC. That's about 100 years. The seat of power of these kings was the city of Avaris in the Nile Delta, from where they ruled over Lower and Middle Egypt up to Kusai. Now, you know what's funny? Is that those guys who ruled in the Delta, they were chased by Amos and his family right before the 18th dynasty. And where did they flee to? Canaan. That's one of the reasons why many scholars are of the opinion that this is where they came from. What is another reason for them to come to that conclusion? Their names. Canaanite names. But anyway.
It designates the kings of the 15th dynasty, but watch what it say when I go down to etymology. The term Hyksos is derived via the Greek Hyksos from the Egyptian expression Hykakasut, meaning rulers of foreign lands. The Greek form is likely a textual corruption of an earlier Hykuosis.
Hyksos, you know. So Hyksos, is there a big difference? You ever looked up the etymology of the term Negro? Because let's hear if he's going to say, you see, that's not the same. I hope he ain't going to go there.
Yeah. Excuse me. Hold on, man. Now, look. Hyksos.
He's thinking now, I should not mess up now.
The wiki says the 1st century AD Jewish historian Joseph.
Oh, he was wise. He moved to something else. Let me just show you for the sisters, you know, when you look up the etymology of the term Negro. I'm glad he didn't go there, you know. I'm glad he didn't go there, you know. He's looking for something to say, you see. So here you go, etymology. Online is used a lot, you know. If you want to reject it, and let them tell us which website they want to use, okay? So sharing the link in the chat for all purposes. So Negro, noun, 1550s, member of a black-skinned race of Africa from Spanish or Portuguese negro, black from Latin nigrum, nominative Niger, or I'm not sure how it was pronounced, you know. So you see, we have Negro, then we have nigrum, then we have, you know, Niger, however it was pronounced. So he didn't go there. I thought he was, you know what I'm saying? But some people want to like, oh, Hyksos is not the same as Hyksos. I'm like, hey, chill, man. Chill. Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know.
But he was looking for something to say.
So yeah, they don't try to say black didn't exist, but yet it had other words that the term
I'm glad you said that, Brother Young Hero. I'm glad you said that, Brother Young Hero, because if you look at black, now, Old English black, absolutely dark, absorbing all light of the color of soot or coal, from Proto-Germanic black as, burned, source also of Old Norse blacker, dark, Old High German blach, Swedish black, ink, Dutch blacken to burn, from Proto-Indo-European blech to burn, gleam, shine, flash, source also of Greek. But anyway, he goes back to what? Old English black. But what did it say? Oh, black didn't exist between, you know, the 15th and 16th century. You know what I'm saying? Black was used of dark-skinned people in Old English. But then they focus on Middle English, man. But anyway, man, that was just for the record. Let's continue with this smash linguistic acrobatics. I never thought I would see that.
Cephas gives the name meaning shepherd kings or captor kings. In Contra Apion, where he describes Hyksos as Jews, it was Josephus who did that.
Was Josephus who did what? He gives the name as meaning shepherd kings. He didn't come up with that term Hyksos. He's reaching, man. He's right. What you are looking at is a man who is desperate. By now, he's desperate. Feels like he has been challenged, and he has to save face. When I spoke to him, he mentioned Nubians being labeled Hyksos. I said, well, I doubt it, but hey, I don't know about that. I mean, I forgot the exact stuff that I said. I don't know if I said I may learn something new. I will have to see it. You know what I'm saying? But then when I saw that they used that term for some Nubians at some point, I'm like, all right, I learned something. Leave me alone, Saint Ishaka. But dang, it ain't that serious, brothers and sisters. You learn every day, man. Instead of him saying, hey, thank you for this gift. You know what I'm saying? All this attestation. There's only one in the TLA, but here this PhD has so many attestations. With name, dates, and places. But no, it's on some battle mode. Like I have to be prevalent. Like I can't let friendship take over. I can't let friendship be prevalent. I mean, I don't win anything in this, man. And that's the thing. You see, sometimes you see people having discussion, and because one is aggressive and using profanity and saying, MLK is a beat, they're like, oh man, he won. That's ridiculous, man. But anyway.
There you go. There's this quote.
He knows this quote is messing his thing up. Because he says this whole nation was tied Hyksos. This whole nation, but he kept saying, Hyksos is a ruler. The ruler is one person, it's not a people. Nah, he's not gonna try to say that a nation is not a people, right?
The whole nation was styled Hyksos.
So the same source that he's using, killing his argument, cutting him up.
That is shepherd kings, for the first syllable hike, according to the sacred dialect, denotes a king.
And here, it is quite accurate. You know why? Because it says sacred dialect. Medunetcher literally mean divine speech or divine writing. Hieroglyphs derives from hieroglyphica. See? Hiero, sacred or divine, and glypha or glyphica, sorry, writing, sacred writing. Here it has dialect, but that's the English though. I have to plug in my stuff right there. And you know what? Actually, I'll be back. So what I'm gonna do is just show you where you can get some merchandise. Now, if anybody is a child molester, please don't wear it. Somebody is a scammer, please don't wear it. But this is where you can find. Well, Ibizola, I don't mind you in the chat, but you were copied for those people. You even made the reproach that I'm using clips. It was strange and funny. And still, I haven't heard you, criticizing the child molesters. So, I have played Sanada, defending the convicted child molester Malakayo for 10 minutes straight. Now, does Sanada have good character? Yes or no? Let me play this one right here. Our sister RP is in the place to be. What's up, sister?
E.T. Sen E. How you doing?
E.T. Senate E. I'm doing nefer.
Oh, great. Well, I got it today. I was thinking it was coming from France, but then I did the tracking and it was outside actually when I went to check, and here it is.
Oh, that's what's up. It's just like my hat. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Let me do the solo layout. There it is, brothers and sisters. That's what's up.
I really like this. Yeah, so I have an after school program that I help facilitate. And I'm going to wear this because we're going to start talking about coding. So I'm going to use this as an introduction because this is a code. It's ancient code, but it's still a code. And then we're going to be able to, demonstrate. I'll be able to demonstrate to them the meanings inside each of the, glyphs and stuff. So, but yeah, I was looking online and I was like, this is actually like really good designs, So as soon as I get some more you know, extra money, I'm gonna get the matching hat, and I want to get a Ma'at shirt. But I really like the Kemet one to start with. Yeah, so it's really good, and the prices ain't bad either. So
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
but you
Donnie
know what?
Williams wrote. Yes, go ahead,
Hmm?
sister. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that boonie cover, the hat. I don't know what they call. It. I call it a boonie cover. I really like that with the
The bandana?
nah.
Oh,
It's
the cover, the protection cover thing.
yeah, it goes all the
Yeah.
way around. That's the one I want to get next too. Yeah.
You. Oh, do you mean that?
It's a hat that I don't know what they call it. It's like a
Oh,
beach
like a
hat.
beanie low,
Ye-
like a hat for winter, like.
Or that you would wear if it's sunny, but it goes all the way around.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was added. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
like
right.
that one
Okay.
too. But
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
got it. Proud owner of my own my Out
Kemet shirt.
Forever shirt. Kemet. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, brother Donnie Williams. See, you got your mayor.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, Shock? I was gonna do just a. I know it's a serious topic, but I was gonna do a little
No, no, I appreciate that, bro. I'm
unboxing.
glad.
So you
I'm
know,
glad. Yeah, yeah. Live
yeah.
unboxing. Bro, you don't mind if I use this excerpt, you know, like as a clip, my
No,
intro?
no,
Oh,
it's all
thank you.
good.
Thank you.
But
And for
yeah.
those who wonder, I'm gonna share the All right, that's lovely.
Yeah, I got the Heather Gray. Oh man, yeah.
Oh, you got the
I
Kemet
didn't,
shirt as well. Okay.
yeah, can you? I didn't know it had that on the back
In the
though.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's what's up,
That's
man.
lovely. Oh, thank you. I
So
appreciate that.
yeah. So just letting you know, just coming through, showing some support real quick, man. I'm about to get back into this Netflix film. So just wanted to say peace, man, and thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, brother.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Hotep senu hena senut yitiren ishakanduku kemeta just to see my shirt. That's the white one. I do have the black one as well. Look at this motif on the sleeves. Looking fly. Oh my goodness. Oh my neferu. Neferbu. Even have it in the back, but it's going to be a bit difficult for me to show you. But you see a little bit of it here. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And this is the black Ma'at shirt. Look at this, man. That's what's up for real. Oh my neferu. Neferbu. Hotep senu. Hena senut. E.T. Ren E. Shakandugu Kemet. That's the deal. Can't even check the design in the back. Hold on. Hold on now. Oh my goodness, man. All the way in the back. You got it all, man. You got the hat. You got the bandana. You got the shirts. You got the hoodies coming soon. I mean, you have it all. All right? Okay.
How to plug in headset. Grown men, grandfathers, getting on your platform telling you have bad character. And you ask them, that guy was defending a convicted child molester. Does he have bad character? Then they can answer. You have to, one of the best is to check people on their own standards. They may not have your standards. So what I was saying is that I told you the breakdown of mental nature. The Greek term hieroglyph, or the English term hieroglyph, which derives from the Greek term hieroglyphica, Hieroglyphica is a literal translation of Mother Nature. The Greeks were there when the language was still spoken. So what he calls hike, what he pronounces hike, that's a hic in Greek, which obviously derives from heka in the Mother Nature. See? And he says the first syllable, hic, according to the sacred dialect, denotes a king. And in Mother Nature, heka is a cough. You know, it's a sound we don't have in English or in French, but in English you kind of hear a similar sound when you pronounce queen. It's not the same exact same sound as cup. Cup, queen. So Quran is a cough. See? And Hekka means ruler. Hekka can also mean magic, but depending on the spelling of the word, the spelling of the word, you will know what the meaning is. See? Anyway, let's continue. But hold on, let me check the chat. Texas Bama wrote, Bizzle, don't let us down. Bizzle just put okay, like he didn't hear my question. It's okay, but let me rephrase it again. Bizzle, my dear brother, pause, no homo. I've played Canada defending the convicted child molester. I have played Canada defending the convicted child molester Malachi York 9 minutes straight. Does Canada have bad character? Yes or no? The record. I shared it earlier. 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Right now, because MCs act like they don't know. Oh, for real? Who? Where? What? Who? When? I don't know. I don't know. The link in the chat. I'm wrong for using clips. It's bad to use clips. Shenji Ken wrote, nice. Bennett wrote, she's so smart. Who? Let's continue.
And Sos is a shepherd. He messed that all up. But he did get the hike right.
And of course, Sos, that's a rendition of Jesus. See? In English, you've heard Deja Vu. Beyonce has a song called Deja Vu. Jay-Z is featuring on the song. I heard people are so unhappy about the music video, they wanted them to redo the music video. You pronounce it Deja Vu. It's French. And it's Deja Vu. That U sound, you don't have it in English. So you pronounce it Deja Vu. We ain't going to say, oh, Deja Vu, you make that up. That doesn't exist. That's just the way you pronounce it.
How did Josephus get the hike right? Anyway, that's where that came from.
Heard this question? How did Josephus get the hike right? Now, what he pronounces hike, you know, I think it will be hick. You know, I think the Y will be pronounced hick. But regardless, whether it's pronounced hike or hick. Oh, okay. Well, okay, my comment was nice was for the teachers. Okay, yeah. But I was wondering, you know, she is so smart, who V. Bennett was talking about. But, you know, first he's like, don't tell me about Josephus, don't tell me about Manito. But now he's like, damn, how did you, let's hear it again.
Anyway, that's where that came hike right. He did get the hike right. He messed that all up. But he did get the hike right.
He messed that all up. He messed that all up. But he did get the hike right. He did not mess that all up then. I mean, this guy is contradicting himself as he goes along. And then he's going to ask, how did he get the hike right?
How did Josephus get the hike right?
earlier, oh, there's Josephus who came up with it. But then he got it right. At least he got that right. The brother is reaching, man. But anyway, man, moving forward, man, because this is embarrassing. When he started off the video, oh, this is embarrassing. I never thought I'll see the day. Butler Reggie must have gotten his ear, man. Let's see where the brother Young Hero comes on. See, now, you know, just shortly after, I mean, yeah, here is showing some other Heka. Has nothing to do with Heka Hasud, you know, but he has to talk, you know. So here he shows Heka Nehehe, you know, Nehehe means, you know, eternity and so on. You know, so rulers of eternity, all right. Heka Neset, you know what I'm saying? Heka Nesut, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know where he's going with that. But, you know, he's just reaching. He's just reaching. Anyway, he's going to open the chat. I mean, he's going to open his lines.
We used to think about the hike soaks. What I get from arguing.
What I get for arguing, it was even worse than Butler Reggie, because Butler Reggie, after 40 minutes, he said, I need to do my research. But here, that was very long, man. I'm 1 hour and 50 minutes through the video, man. Nearly 2 hours.
Get him out of there. So I ain't got no time to be like, what I get from arguing with a young Hayroot? Like, that don't do nothing for me. Hey, shotgun, nigga, Kim. You're 100% wrong. There's nothing to face him about.
You might have missed some. I don't know. Yeah, go back a little.
I'm going to go back. He said I'm 100% wrong. Brothers and sisters, you see, if he's right, then I don't want to be wrong. If he's right, then I don't want to be right, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm 100% wrong, but you see how he was trying to demonstrate that he was right, how he was reaching and contradicting himself. But let's go back a little bit. Let's go back.
Funny ass, come on. I ain't showing this too much, Mo.
Yeah,
what up this morning?
You ain't showing much. That's why.
That's all I have to say on that, because people didn't understand. And they thought that well, we used to think about the hike soaks. But all that information, as scholars showed us, a lot of that information has been dispelled.
Scholars like Wikipedia?
God. Going over my old videos, just trying to make a video.
Well, this video, like I showed, was like 4 months ago, you know, but if people didn't notice, I've been quite busy lately dealing with, you know, child molesters, rapists, scammers, you know. That got me a little bit busy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had a bit of time on my hand, you know, and I address it. Because now there's a time limit now, you know. Oh, it's old stuff. You know, there's a time limit now. Babylon Dawn wrote, Negroes are too petty. We Negroes now. Bottom line, Smash Rockwell refuted your claim and corrected you at the SAMR. Oh, I guess he meant to write at the same time. Well, if you feel that way, Babylon Dawn, since you are a linguist, you know, more power to you. But you haven't answered, though. Are you a linguist, Brother Babylon Dawn?